we're live, and we are kicking. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. We are live, ladies and gentlemen. It is yet another Monday, ladies and gentlemen. The boys are back.
The
Mr.
boys are back
Ayomide
in town.
Tayo, Mr. Steve Dede, and Mr. Osagie Alunge are back. The boys
Yeah.
are back.
We are technically not live, but it's okay.
We are live recording. What are you talking about?
Okay. So how you want to put it is fine. Technically,
It's not
we're not
anyhow I
live.
want to put it. We're live. We're live.
Okay.
We're live.
All
You got to
right.
respect that. There's only one way we can start this podcast. There's only one song we can play to get things
I
going.
know the song. Knock out. Thank you.
That's what's up.
Glory, glory, Man United. Glory, glory, Man United. Glory, glory, Man United. As the Reds go marching up. Just like the first days gone by, we keep the red flags flying high. You're gonna see us go from far and wide. You're gonna hear them as they sing with pride. United, Man United. We're the boys in red and we're on our way to Wembley. Wembley. We're the famous Man United and we're going to Wembley. Wembley. We're the famous Man United and we're going to Wembley.
You gotta love it. You gotta love it. You gotta love it.
Slight walk, baby.
You're welcome to another episode of your favorite podcast, Loose Talk Podcast. The first set of people I want to give a shout out to: every Manchester United fan, every
Thank you
Manchester
very much.
United supporter, every Manchester United devil, the Red Devils. We are going to Wembley. We go to Wembley. We go and win. Win.
No long
We are the boys in red and we are on our way to Wembley. Congratulations to Manchester United for winning the 2024 FA Cup.
Both men and women. Both men and women.
Beating noisy, corrupt neighbors,
Team 115.
Manchester City, 2-1, courtesy of some really good, fantastic play. Shout out to Alejandro Garnacho, and of course, our Black Star, Kobe Maino, and of course, the whole team, the coaching staff, and the coach himself, Mr. Eric Ten Hag. Congratulations to everybody. Yes, that's the Dutch connection. Gotta keep that live. Anyways, what a game yesterday. Thoroughly, truly enjoyed it. Fantastic game. And it just shows why I feel, in my humble opinion, that Eric Ten Hag should be given another season. At least let him finish his contract, which is one more season, and then we can see what we want to do there. I think he suffered he suffered a big blow regarding this season, or this recently completed season, with the number of injuries. We had the highest number of injuries in the league, 45. Crazy, right? I think Chelsea had about 45 or 43. One of us had 45, the other had 43. We had more than 16 different centre back pairings, back four combinations this season alone. And you can tell that doesn't even give you any consistency. But, nevertheless, we grabbed the trophy. Some teams that had a consistent back four this season, they had a strong 2-1. Let's just
Some teams that played the best football in England, highest goals scored, least goals conceded.
Yes. I'm glad you said England and not Europe. Hey,
Yeah.
yeah. They had a strong 2-1. They could do what they could do.
Well, look
And
at
we
God.
just win. I love what Ten Hag says. Everywhere I go, I just win trophies. And his
Third,
first 2 seasons, he's won a trophy in each.
third class don't win. Third class don't they work for Mobi now. Second class still they beg God for strong 2 1 still they beg God for vacancy for interview.
For management trainee role for bank. Look at God.
This is why I love football. Football is
It,
it's so wicked.
it's not wicked actually. You just know where you fit at the end of the day. You always find your level. PSG will
Yeah.
never win for a long time. PSG will not win the Champions League. They got to the final,
They don't
but
have the
see,
pedigree.
that thing they call prestige and pedigree
They don't have a
is
pedigree.
not a joke. It's not a joke.
It's a Hollywood club.
It's not a joke. It's not a joke, but I just wanted to give a shout out to every Red Devil supporter there. I've been a Manchester United supporter since 1998 myself, and I've enjoyed every year. Some highs, some lows, but I've thoroughly enjoyed every year, and there's nothing like wrapping up a season with a trophy. Look at all the boys yesterday, smiles on all their faces, you know. So, shout out to everyone there. We can keep it moving now. They can keep it moving.
Oh,
Steve, do you have
definitely.
anything to say, Steve? Yes. I see that you haven't contributed meaningfully to this topic that Ayo and I have been gladfully and
Osagie,
gleefully discussing.
did you see that very shameless small dick energy tweet that Arsenal put out yesterday?
Oh, I
Why? Is it why? You are not different now. Why are you tweeting? Why?
unfortunately I came across it, and of course I was appalled,
Oh God.
but I
Anyway,
wasn't surprised.
it's on brand for them. It's really on brand for them.
Exactly. Ayo,
Yeah.
let's keep on, talking. What
Yeah.
what was your highest? What was the high point of the league for Manchester United this season? What was your high point, and what was your lowest point?
Okay.
And I also wanted to allow Manchester United fans, you guys, both of you are Manchester United fans, and I also wanted to allow you guys to just revel in the moment and just have your fun. And I don't want to spoil the mood and spoil the party because,
You can't spoil
you
it. It's
know,
fact. We won now. So
yeah, it's facts, it's facts. I want to put it that
Why
the
would
only
you
contribution I have
choose
to
by
say is,
default? Sorry, before you go ahead, Steve. Why would you choose
yeah,
by default to say I didn't want to spoil your moment? Why would you choose that as a default option,
no,
contributing
no,
to
no,
a
no, no, I don't
conversation
want
like this?
to, no, because, in life, you are allowed to, in some moments, you're allowed to like deceive ourselves, right? Like, we have to like just live in the moment. But soonest, just as life is, reality is going to set in, and everybody is going to, everybody is going to sit down and kind
Ayo,
of like reflect.
Ayo,
And no, let
you
me
know what
finish.
it
I
is?
love you guys to make your points
No,
now.
no,
I
I
like
just
you
wanted
guys.
to I just wanted to annotate on something you mentioned. Ayo, all these things he said in summary, do you know what it is? It's
what?
just three
Yeah.
it's just three words. Trust the
What?
process.
No, 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 no. I'm not going to go
Process
there.
FC.
I
In
want to
Well,
say
reality,
that.
contact.
soonest.
Well,
In
I
reality.
want to say that.
See, Jay-Z said something
Listen.
Jay-Z said something on the blueprint too. He said, it's not
You
where
know
you
what?
been,
Allow me
though,
talk.
it's where you at. It's not where
Yeah,
you been,
yeah,
though,
yeah.
it's where you at.
So where are you at?
I'm a trophy holder this season. I'm
So
up to the Europa League.
that's what I'm alluding to. In
I'm up to
life,
the Europa League. Where are you?
life
Where are
gives
you at?
you life gives you those moments where
No,
you feel
life does
high.
not give you the
It
moment. Work
does.
hard for. No, no, no. Excuse me, please.
It's
Excuse
fine.
me.
It's
Don't be
fine.
like a Nigerian. Life
It's
does not
fine.
give you moments. You
Oh yeah.
work
Should
hard
I?
for
Am I
it.
allowed to make my points?
Go ahead.
All right. So I want to say that in life, you get these moments, and
See, here's the thing.
very
I'll be
soon.
checking
No, no, no.
you.
Let me. I have
You
to make
don't
my
get
point.
moments.
You do. You do get moments. You do get
Osagie, let
moments.
him cook. Let him
You
cook. Let
get
him cook.
moments from
Yeah.
FA Cup round 5. You get
Don't
moments if it's the one
worry.
giving
Don't
you
let
the
me
moments.
finish. Let me finish. It's fine.
Go
Like
ahead.
bro, I'm enjoying the bands. I'm enjoying the troll. Like it's sweet. Like I get it. Come on now. I'm the king of this shit. I love it, man. I love it. You know, I've been in the same situation where we are having a terrible season and we end up winning the FA. It happened 3 times in the last 5 years of Arsene Wenger's reign, and I know how I felt, right? And I'm going to tell you guys, nothing like is enjoy your moments. Very, very soon, reality is going to dawn again and we're going to start again and everybody will be like, ah, shit. Nah, nah, nah." So just enjoy it, have fun, trust the
You know,
process. Do your bands, do the bands, and hopefully very soon a new season starts and we know where everybody belongs.
Yes,
Congratulations, guys.
we definitely know where some people belong. Second,
Yeah, yeah. It's not well. It's not a crime to be second. It's not even a bad thing to be second. It's just that's how football is. This tournament gives you the high. But very very soon the reality is going to dawn on everybody. So yeah, congratulations, guys. Happy for you guys, and yeah, that's it. Congratulations. I'm so happy. Especially also beating a rival. That's something I'm most important. I'm most happy for Manchester United. Beating a rival. I know someone like Ayo wouldn't have cared because he loves Manchester City as well. And anybody that went to Ayo would have been happy. Do you get? I think only Osagie would have felt bad to say, wow, we lose to a rival. As someone like you, Maxine, like the Manchester United people in the group, you people would have been happy anyway. So it was only Osagie that I was even thinking about, like, Manchester United loses. My guys, listen, let me finish making my point.
How to interject small. When you say
now, I don't understand.
Make your point.
So Osagie, when I was watching the game yesterday, I was like, man, they better win this because of my friend Osagie, because I know he genuinely hates the club that his club hates. Unlike some people in Nigeria who just pick up beef with people who are not beefing.
I know why Steve is saying this. I know why Steve is saying this. I know why.
No. I'm talking about rivalry. And
Osagie,
historical contest of clubs. So Osagie, congratulations for. I'm so happy for you that your club. You saw your club beat your right. There's nothing sweeter than that thing. Like there's no
honestly
high point of football like beating your rival in the final and winning a cup. Man, I'm so happy for you guys.
Guys,
Ayo, I know any of the results yesterday would have been happy with it. Yeah. So Ayo, you can
backstory. The reason why Steve is saying this is because earlier in our group we are asked ourselves a very hard question: do you want Arsenal to win the league, or do you want Man City to go 4 in a row? Ayomide Tayo, knowing the heart of every Arsenal fan, is filled with hate and venom. And they are the most annoying set of human beings in this world. I said, I don't give a fuck about Arsenal winning. Early on in the season, I will take Pep Guardiola winning 4 in a row. And that's why Steve is not saying, oh, we don't care really wins.
It's facts now. You support one of the clubs. Those are your 2 clubs now, B.
So let me tell you facts.
Anyway.
AOT support.
I remember when you guys lost the FA Cup final last year, you were happy too because it was Man City that won it, and you love Man City.
Wait to go, Simon.
The thing is that what I was trying to point out.
AOT2 supporting Arsenal or not doesn't have any influence on whether they will win the league. So all this stuff of people did not support us, we don't care. Go out and play.
Who said that?
That's
who said that.
When you guys met,
your support does not meet.
When you guys met Man City, why not win them? All the games when they are drawn points, why don't win them? I don't understand.
4 points from Man City last season. 4 points. How many points did you take off from them in the league?
I took the trophy, bruv. I took a silver one.
That's actually the league, not FA Cup. FA Cup is a different.
That's what I call ching ching. Thank you very much.
FA Cup is a different. Congratulations, guys, but it's fine. But apart from all the bans and all the trolling, congratulations. I was really happy for just seeing that rivalry thing. Like it doesn't get better than that. So yeah, kudos to you guys. And although one match does not change what I feel, and Osagie, that points to you too about Ten Hag. Was it a match yesterday that you've had a feeling of, let's give him another chance before yesterday's game, because I won't be happy if just one game. This is not a Manchester United podcast, too.
This is not a football podcast, please.
An Arsenal fan, a Chelsea fan listening to this, an Arsenal fan, a Liverpool fan listening to this, right? I want you guys to protest. Protest with something on this podcast. Either don't listen for a week, or I just want the Manchester United fans to know, so that next time they will not try this rubbish. They shouldn't be playing with us, right? So just carry out some sort of protest so that Ayo and Osagie would know not to play with us on this pod again. Please, let's do it.
What sort of self-sabotage is that? Why are you behaving like a Nigerian?
First of all, Chelsea fans are Chelsea fans are busy riding Okada and Danfo, so I don't think they'll have time to make that decision. So, yeah.
But Manchester United fans had fun yesterday because they were trolling Arsenal, trolling Chelsea, every like just going both parties.
Everybody
Everybody they collect.
Everybody collects. Water.
And
God.
don't forget, we also sent some small brothers out of Europe.
Those ones, I believe they are big now because they have Arab money. Those
Those ones
bastards.
that
Those ones,
their jersey looks like
the
their
only
jersey
reason
reminds
life
you
is
of their jersey reminds you of prison time.
yeah.
Newcastle United sent them
And
out
let
of
me point
Europe.
it that the only reason they are not, even with the Arab money, they're not shaking is because they've not found a way to cook the books like
Team
the blue
115.
team from Manchester. Yes, team 115. They've not found a way to
Team
cook the
115.
books. That's why, like, they're still in the somehow after last season
Yeah,
high, they are getting back to their level. Do you get?
there's too much
You know,
scrutiny
even
on
this
them.
season,
Everybody
even this
looking at
summer now,
them.
they have to sell one of their 2 stars to balance the books. Do you get? Because of FFP laws, you know. So because of they can't cook the books like the blue side, it affect them, you know. So they're finally finding a
Yes,
level. Yeah.
you mentioned Eric Ten Hag's job. Um, well, I
Like
think, like I
my
said
question is
earlier,
simple. Did the game yesterday, did the single game of yesterday have any influence on this opinion that you had today?
yes, it did.
Nah, it's a dangerous place to be.
I know, but I'm not going to say no. But
It's a
yes, it
dangerous
did,
place
and
to
I'll
be.
tell you why. I'll tell you
Mm.
why it did. It did because we had a full strength squad for the
Yeah,
first time in over 7 months,
yeah.
and we saw how they played. We've not had that squad since game 4.
Okay,
We've not had that backline.
I
Then that
understand.
backline played maybe Newport or something. Like we've not had this full. Like look at Ten Hag's first season. He had a strong squad.
So
We ended up at
you're
third.
going against your own points. If you are putting on this contest, it does not. If
Yes.
you're putting on this contest, that means it's not just one game.
No, I'm trying. I'm not telling. I'm not saying that it was just that last game. It was part of it because it showed me that Ten Hag showed us that guys, if I have my full squad, I'm unstoppable. And yesterday showed us that. Do you understand what I'm saying? Yesterday was the first time Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez played as a centre back pairing in a very long time, and it reminded us everybody that Ten Hag knows his stuff. So it's a bit of both. But yesterday was very important. Do you understand? I
Okay,
watched the Brighton game.
you
If the
know,
Brighton
yeah,
game started with Rafael Varane and Lisandro Martinez and everybody on the pitch, I would have said the same thing. That that's a reminder. But
yeah,
yesterday we saw it.
I,
Imagine if
I,
Luke Shaw was
yeah,
fit and played yesterday as well. That's not how Man
yeah.
City will beat us now.
You guys know my opinion about Ten Hag. Like, he's someone I want to stay at Manchester United. So, but what you said is interesting, right? Because why I'm very particular about one game is 2017 when Arsenal beat Chelsea in the FA Cup final. Conte was the coach at that time. That was the year that he went on that 12 game winning run and he went on to win
Yeah,
the league. Chelsea were by far
yeah.
the better team in the league. Nobody they beat Pep Guardiola's team home and away.
Yeah.
The Fabregas and Costa link up like it was
Costa
mad,
was mad, yeah.
bro. In the final, Arsenal dominated them, and I remember having a conversation on the Arsenal group, right, on WhatsApp, and they were saying, "Man, Asaminga showed us something new today." I'm like, all of you are stupid. Did you get? And the following season, we won't know what happened. I'm not saying that's what happened with Ten Hag this season. Ten Hag has always been Ten Hag since the first game of being a Manchester United manager. Is always the only problem tactically. He's a very aware coach. Like, he's very, very aware. My problem with Ten Hag is that he has not been able to. I've not seen any Ten Hag team exert any sort of control in any game, right? Even when he was winning last season, even when he has the full squad, but he had a way of, like, especially last season. I love the way they defended, the shape with which they defended, and the fast breaks. The fast break reminded me of like Liverpool, but that problem with that midfield control is still something. It still is something I've never seen him do as a Manchester United manager. That's not my only problem with him. That and his talent ID, the kind of players he has signed. Those are the two problems.
Yeah, that's a
And
red flag.
I feel that the control thing might not be an issue if it's a direction that he has agreed with the club. Manchester United has never been historically they've never been a controlling team, a team that controls possession, play the ball around. Ferguson didn't give a fuck about that. Get the ball, give it to the wingers. Beckham
Wrong.
cross the Dwight York. Let's just, you don't understand me, put together a team and win games. Which is what I feel that for a Manchester United team, as a club historically, Ten Hag is the perfect manager. If he continues with that system, gets his players always fit, and another person helping him sign players because of his shitty talent ID, I think Ten Hag is the best. Historically, he doesn't fit Manchester United. Someone like De Zerbi doesn't fit a club like Manchester United because that has never been Manchester United's approach ever, unless the new management system wants to include that, change that. But on competing as a team, Ten Hag has shown that he can compete if he has his complete squad together. Last season, the reason why they broke down in the league was because they were tired. The amount of games we were playing in Europa League, I was complaining.
Yeah,
I'm like, how are these people? I was complaining, remember? And I'm like, how are these people maintaining this level? They went to beat Barcelona one time in the Europa League. They're
played
playing the FA
finals,
Cup. They're playing
Carling Cup
Carling
finals.
Cup. They're playing the league. I'm like, how are you maintaining this intensity? That they can compete under Ten Hag. I'm 100% sure of that. Simple. 100%. If they make that
Yeah.
mistake and sack him now and go and bring in the Zebi, we are here. We'll be here.
The another problem we have is they are not also great options. Like outside is not funny. How did they say that thing? There's nothing outside.
There's
Nothing
nothing
outside.
outside.
You understand? Like I don't know if you were following when Lenny Kravitz and what's her name? Lisa Bonet
Yeah.
broke up, right? And after some time, no, not Lenny Kravitz,
No,
the
Lenny
other guy,
Kravitz is
Jason Momoa, right?
Yeah,
They broke up, and after some time, they came back together. Someone just quoted it and said, "There's nothing outside." They just probably realized there's nothing outside, and they came back together. It's the same thing here. There's nothing outside. Who are the coaches that are available? Thomas Tuchel,
you can now.
Karen McKenna,
De Zerbi,
Roberto De Zerbi, right? So
Deserve
let's
it.
start even with those three, right? So
even
there's
Poch
also
has been mentioned.
a Pochettino. There's also a generational shift,
Yeah, in
right? So there are
managers.
coaches like Max Allegri and Conte that are now being classified as relics,
Yeah,
OGs.
yeah,
right? Even Ancelotti is being classified as a relic, but Ancelotti is still successful, right?
Yeah.
He's in Champions League final and they won the league. The moment they don't win anything, Madrid is going to fire him.
One time. No,
yeah,
Yeah.
no
So,
playing there.
but so there's also a transition from like the older set to the younger set. We've seen people like Xabi Alonso, etc. Xavi at Barcelona, take the reins and do well with their clubs.
yeah,
So first problem is let's start with Roberto De Zerbi, right? He is he's basically he's Conte Degen. Or how do they say Conte Regen?
yeah.
He's a madman. He's a
Who's that?
madman. He's Conte Regen.
Who's that?
De Zerbi.
Yeah, De Zerbi is
Deserve
a
it.
madman. Yeah.
Right? He's going to the reason why he's leaving Brighton is that he told Brighton, if you guys want me to compete in Europe, I need like top level players.
He's
I
not. Yeah,
need
he doesn't fit with their model. He doesn't like the model of let's sell players and
exactly.
always
And
reach the
Brighton
league.
is like, we're always going to be this model. We'll
Of
always go and
course,
find the Thomas and all these guys,
that's it.
sell
Yeah.
Can
them at
make
high
money.
price. I think Brighton is the club, other than Chelsea, Brighton is the club that has made the most money in the
Yeah,
last
from
like
selling
two, three
players. Yeah,
seasons.
yeah,
They've
yeah.
sold at exorbitantly high prices. Caicedo,
Ben
Cucurella,
White,
Ben
Trossard.
White,
Yeah,
Trossard, a
yeah.
couple of all those guys, up to like seven, eight, seven.
McAllister, McAllister.
McAllister, thank you.
Yeah,
So they found a way to
even the Sanchez
always,
at Chelsea goalkeeper.
thank you,
Sanchez.
the
Yeah,
goalkeeper as well. They found a way to make that money, and De Zerbi can't work there. I think if De Zerbi comes to United, he's going to have a problem with control, right? So Ineos that has bought 25% of the club, you can clearly see that they want to be in charge of recruitment and the
yeah,
football
yeah,
administration.
Yeah.
yeah.
De Zerbi also has like it has been reported that he has a big coaching room staff.
Oh. Oh,
Like
Ineos
very,
not like that one.
very. If he's coming, men day, he dey carry men come, and so that can work. I mean, it might eventually work, but like as of now, that can work. Karen McKenna, fantastic coach, understands the Man U DNA, was the coach of the Man U under 18, won the FA Cup U trophy, great guy, right? Took Ipswich from League One to Championship, from Championship to Premiership, back to back promotions. That's amazing. The
Yeah.
only problem I have there is that you're coming to the Premiership.
And it's a big step up, man. Manchester
Then,
United.
then thank you. Manchester United is a very big club. We saw it happen to David Moyes.
So
It's a big club.
see my
Even
theory
Ole,
about that, if you allow me, right?
Yes, please go ahead.
I want McKenna, whatever his name is, right, to go and experience the Premier League with Ipswich first
Thank
yes.
you.
before now making that move. It's such a big move. Like it's the step is too, the leap is too much. Like
It
I
can
can't, I
potentially
can't,
destroy his career.
bro. Just experience this thing with Ipswich first, see how it is, then make that step up. That's what De Zerbi has done. That's what even company now that Bayern Munich is taking. At least he has the Premier League experience. At least he has that experience to
Yes.
say, "Oh, this is why I'm
At
the
least one
favorite."
season. Yeah.
Because my fellow Igbo brother, I'm just joking, right? It's a totally different ball game. Like
The way they
see the champ. I watched the championship a lot as a football reporter back in the days because of some Nigerian players, right? And I've noticed something. It's a league that deals with the basics, like the intensity, the pace, and the strength. Like that's what they really, really. In the
yeah, the
Premier
ball
League, you can have
aspect.
all those things, and they will still kill you every single match day. So he has to come and experience it first before he makes that move to Manchester United. Osagie,
Then
please
you're
continue.
also dealing with, because it's Manchester United and it's the top club, it's the second
Million
most valuable club in the
pressure.
world after
Yeah.
Real Madrid.
Yeah,
You're also dealing with the pressure. You're going to be on ESPN every night.
Bro, every
every
single
day.
decision you make
Craig
is
Craig
scrutinized.
Bully,
Okay,
Stephen Nicol,
ESPN
and
every night, Talk Sports every morning, Daily Mail every day, bro. You're going
Athletic
to die.
broadcasts live on demand.
Every second, every substitution you make, every tactical decision you make will be
You
Every
scrutinized.
understand?
every press conference, every comment that you make,
Your body
You know,
language will be analyzed to
ah,
death.
you lose a game,
everybody's
your
on your
child is going
ass.
to hear about it in school.
Death, man.
Yeah. So there's that going on. Now there's also the players. You have top players who are superstars that you also have to manage the team. You have to put
But
some people
sorry,
on. You put
wasn't he Ole's assistant?
Yeah,
yes, he worked with he
you
was
have to
we
tell him.
him and Carrick were with Jose Mourinho. Then when
Yeah,
Jose left,
yeah.
Ole hired like used they worked together.
Funny enough,
Then he left in 2021.
look at the coaches that Ole hired and look at what they've done so far. Not bad, sir.
Yeah, they are Jose Mourinho's coaches, to be honest.
Okay, down this shot.
Ole just adopted them. Yeah, so that's it with Karen McKenna. We've seen it. There's also the club. So many things going on there. Then who's the third person? Thomas Tuchel. I'm not 100% convinced with Thomas Tuchel. That's my problem. I'm not 100% convinced. I think the gameplay, but he has too many rancors with players.
Yeah,
Then also
And
losing the league as a Bayern Munich manager.
it's unheard
My
of.
is
It's
brother,
unheard of.
yeah, you
it's a
can't.
big.
Yeah, and the season before you almost lost it, if not that
Thank
Dortmund
you.
just
Just
fucked.
Yeah.
didn't,
You
yeah,
know,
you know.
so nothing there outside. So my guy, just hold on to your
Hold
Ten
on to
Hag
that board
and
guy. Hold on to that
and
guy.
support him,
Yeah.
recruit the right players, sell off who we need to sell off,
And
recruit the right men, and
and I
let's see
laugh
how it
at him.
goes.
And I laugh at him a lot because of I call him deluded. The Ten Hag, all right. He says something. I'm like, this guy, you're living in your own world. But see, it's a sign. It's a sign. If you want to look at it in another way, it's a sign of like someone who's like who can do great things because they often live in their own world. They're often deluded sometimes until they achieve what they tell
Isn't
you
that
they
what we
want to
said about?
achieve.
Isn't that what we said about Teta when we heard that Teta
Thank
was
you.
posting formations on his wall? I was like, this one is
You
mad.
get, so
Look at him now.
the Ten Hag thing, I feel the criticism has been too much. I
He's united.
understand where the club is, and I feel that he has disappointed himself with the recruitment that he has made. And that takes me to my next point on what's next. What is next? No big money transfers for now. At least
Yeah,
for once, at least for 2 windows. This look at these 2 guys who scored yesterday for academy players. Look for two
academy
more.
players.
Look for 2 more. Bring them together. Sign like make some smart signings. Some smart signing,
So
some Robertson kind of sign.
this,
Robertson came from Hall that was relegated.
mhm,
That's where he went to
yeah,
Liverpool. Sign some Sadio Mane, like some smart signings.
sign
Put them
players from the
together.
league.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
sign
Then
players from
put
the
them
league who can
together
do 38
and,
games, who are that
and start
smart
working.
about the
Thank you,
EPL.
and start working with them. Then when you have the basis, when you see that, oh, we can now start growing, you start adding those pieces. That's 70, 60, 80 million players, one every summer, one every transfer window, to just
Yeah.
sprinkle the stardust on it. And then you have your team. Don't go and make
Hmm.
another variant, don't another Pepe's, another Casemiro signing. Oh,
Any
this person will
Hollywood
just
signing.
start competing.
Yeah.
Anthony, no, 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 no. Calm down.
But
Give
Ineos
us
has said it now. What's the man behind Ineos, the billionaire, the white billionaire? He says, man, you are not going to spend any ridiculous amounts. That they're
for
looking
example
for the
now
next big thing.
for first 11 now you need one player in the midfield because Kobe is there,
DM.
Bruno is there.
Yeah.
You need one DM now
Okay,
just to move
guys,
everything.
let's.
Do you get?
We need to round up our.
Soccer. Okay.
Why are you
Yeah,
calling it soccer?
Sorry, football.
because of our Canadian and American audience.
Yes, it's soccer. Because they might
And
think,
so the other audience, Nko.
No
ah,
audience, man. The Netherlands
there's a
now.
dollar now the world currency. So we go where the dollar is.
But the euro is stronger than the dollar. The British pounds is stronger than the dollar.
But it's not
But bro,
more widely adopted
it's
than
not
the
widely
dollar.
adopted.
Now
That's
widely adopted you they find. I been a
Yes,
current. Okay, no worry. Let the naira be widely adopted. Go and be using the naira. We're
even
talking about widely
even if
adopted.
the naira is widely adopted. As a Nigerian, I'm like, bro, no. I beg.
Go. They look for widely adopted. Is that to look waiting get value pass?
Naira is not even widely adopted in Nigeria.
Adopted in his own country. It's his own country, self.
May then give you gold. May talk say gold is not widely adopted. So I'm not going to
Oh
take the
god.
gold from you or silver.
Well,
All right, you mentioned something about being delusional, and I saw this post online about being delusional. It says being delusional sounds bad, right?
yeah,
Who wants to be delusional in the first place? In reality, being delusional is one of the single greatest things you can do in life.
yeah,
Without a sprinkle of delusion, we mentally lock ourselves away from ever reaching our true potential. We
Hmm.
question ourselves, we doubt ourselves, and we think, I'm, I'm, I'm not going to do what these other people are doing. It's a myth, it's a lie, don't fall for it. The people who are considered the greats had an immense amount of self delusion. If you don't, nothing ambitious would ever be started. No company, no product that changes the world, no nothing. You have to have that sense of delusion to get started and believe you have any chance of succeeding in the first place. I talk to so many people from online to in person who say something along the lines of, I'm not special like those other people. I can't do blank thing. We've all heard this and it's true. It's like we put these imaginary shackles on our minds that makes it feel like we don't have the ability to do that really hard thing. I'm here to say you do. Everyone struggles with it. So much pain and suffering has to happen to do something you are proud of. But they say no pain, no gain. Building the courage and delusion to take things daunting or to take these daunting things head on is really difficult, but it's a superpower. Don't waste your life feeling like you aren't capable of doing something or that you're not the chosen one. Quit it. Go out and build. Free yourself from doubts. You don't need permission to go after the thing you want to do. Be delusional.
yup.
I I read this thing out for myself, I read this thing out for my co-host, and I read this thing out for
That's for me too.
everybody listening to this. I know a lot of people, and there are people out there who have not executed on some of the things, the ideas that came to their mind just because of one single thing. And this has been more apparent with the advent of social media. What will people say? How old am I? It will just be
Hmm.
like,
Yes.
at my big age, I'm
They'll
doing
laugh
this
at
thing.
you.
Yeah.
People go do. I see what other people are doing. I look at people. People are founding startups. People are raising money. No be that
Uh,
guy where we go university together. The guy has raised 2 point something million for his startup. He has
yeah.
20, 40 people working for him.
You start
Me, I'm
comparing
thinking
yourself.
about I'm thinking about this small thing, and it looks so trivial. Then you don't do it. Oh, what will my family
Be
say?
delusional.
You know, oh, one of my church members say it's not really, in line with what my pastor is preaching. They will just look at me somehow. Oh, how will I even put this thing in my guys? What's up?
Do
When you
it.
are dying and going, you are the only one that is going on. You are the only one that is going to die and go. At the end of the day, when you have lived your life, nobody came to this earth two by two. Now one one. Even if
Hmm.
you be twin self, now one one everybody come this life. Do what you gotta do that makes you happy, not what satisfies other people's perception about you. If you're not gonna do it now, when are you gonna do it? When are you going to do that thing that really makes you feel fulfilled? Or are you just going to have it in your idea bank? You've written it down on your notes, on your notepad. Right? Really think about it. What can I do? And there's never a perfect moment to start something. There was never a perfect moment for me to start this podcast network. There was never a perfect moment to say, oh, you know, we don't have all the equipment yet. Oh, I'm waiting for all the equipment to land. I want something perfect. Oh, I want to have a grand website. I want to have XYZ. No, just started it. Started it with partners. Partners left. Started it again. You have to motivate yourself. And that's also very important. What are you consuming that is motivating you? If you're not consuming anything that is motivating you every morning
Or
to say,
inspiring you.
Omo, ginger, or giving you ideas, then you really need to look at how your life is set up. And I'll give you one best example for you to start. Start exercising. It's the best way. The ideas start flushing in. How you want to execute is like another level, but start with the ideas, then you can start to really think things through. Go on that walk. If you can't go on the walk in your neighborhood, get on the treadmill. You have to find a way to set your brain free from social activities and whatever, and just pure, like, how do I think? Let me just think big and think wide. And then you start building on that. But if you don't start with the small things and just start, there's never a perfect moment to start anything. There's never a perfect moment to start a company, to start whatever you want to do. There's never a perfect moment. So start it and let it be shaky, and then you start to build on it. It's like a kid trying to walk. It's never easy. From crawling, they will try, they will stop again, they will try, and then they get at it. Or when you're trying to teach someone to ride a bicycle, it's never perfect now. Or swim. The only good part here is that, can you drown? You can't drown. What's the worst that will happen? You shut it down, which is
Yeah.
also good. In my life, personally, I've started a lot of things that I ended up like failing out or shutting down or pivoting away from.
Which is
And
normal.
those things help me for the next round. They help me for the next round. Let's say me you carry babe go, bang bang, and the thing, omo, next one, I go come through.
In return.
You understand? Of the mark. So guys, be delusional. We Too many people are looking at the acceptance of
People
you
that don't
know
matter.
the cool kids. Okay, I'm doing this thing. What would they say? This person did it like this, did it on a high level. If I do my own now,
Mm.
no send anybody. Oh. Do what you gotta do.
It's your
Keep it
life.
100. It's your life. It's your life.
It's
You
Sunday.
know.
Today is Sunday, and Osagie has chosen to give us nothing but the gospel.
Thank you. Thank you. I'm actually
Well,
going to be a pastor later on.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, Daddy
Yeah.
Freeze is a pastor, so
you've been on point so far. No, don't spoil it.
I'm
You've
telling
been on
you.
perfect. I
No, the
beg.
way you are just looking at it, I'm going to get there. I'm going to get there. Uh,
well,
I'm
it's a
going to get
profession
there.
that has a low barrier of entry. So I won't be surprised.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think the idea of what people say is just it has even me as a person too. I have to just start doing better for myself and with myself and the way I think and process these things and just be more confident and be more delusional. As you have put it. Yeah, thank you for that gospel, Pastor Osage Alonge.
No problem. No problem. No problem. Yeah, so what do we have on the docket? I don't like this, like, not that I don't like, I don't want this second topic to be what we move into. Yeah, like, I think there's like so much more that that happened during the week that we can be discussing
Crack it. Oh
Okay.
yeah, crack it, sir.
before we get into the music thing. Yes, I want to start off with um the Chief Justice, or the Justice Emeka Nwite of the Federal High Court of Abuja, granting the erstwhile commander of the Force Intelligence Response Team (DCP) Abba Kyari temporary bail for 2 weeks on passionate grounds to bury
Oh,
his mother.
wow,
I want us to
wow.
start there. Yes, let's start with Nigeria's problems. First of all, I want to say rest in peace to Abba Kyari, DCP Abba Kyari's mother, and you know, may God continue to protect us. But hey, guys, isn't
Yeah,
this some crack of bullshit?
it is some crack or bullshit. The Super Cup, who has a lot of cases to answer in America, is still chilling in Nigerian prison, and I use chilling as there's emphasis on chilling because when you're a VIP and you go to a Nigerian prison, it's like you going to five star. It's like you going to Sheraton. Don't think what happens to the everyday Tom, Dick, and Harry is what happens to the big people out there. My mom once visited the prison, and she saw an ex-governor eating turkey in the chief warden's office on Christmas Day. That to show you how they can ball in prisons. So if anybody thinks that Abba Kyari was doing real hard time, bruh, yeah, we've been deceived. I don't get, to me personally, with the weight of allegations on him, I don't see why they are giving him like this leeway. I don't. Do they give this leeway to normal Nigerians who have lost loved ones and need to do the funeral rites or the burial rites or whatever? I think this is just a case of all animals are equal and some are more equal than others. And while we're at it, I don't know why his case is taking so long. If he has, if the EFCC, I believe the EFCC that arrested him, have evidence against him, we should have been tried to court and would have known, oh, how many years he's doing in prison. But this falafolo, as Yoruba people say, that we've been doing, I don't get it. And the time he was arrested, he had, a lot of things to answer in America. And some people have a theory that he should have been, that the reason why he hasn't gone to America, or the reason why they arrested him and jailed him in Nigeria, is so that he won't go to America and face like bigger consequences of for his alleged actions. And again, it just shows you how funny the Nigerian law justice system is. Bearing in mind that there are people in Nigeria's prisons. Shout out to Samson Toromade, I say executive, editor in chief of Pulse Nigeria, who has done a wonderful series about innocent Nigerians spending 8 years, 9 years, 10 years behind bars for no crime at all. They're just at the wrong place at the wrong time, and they spend almost like a decade in Kirikiri. I even know for the intervention of God and like lawyer NGO setup, they will still be in Kirikiri today. Meanwhile, my guy can go home, eat a drink kunu, and chill, and God knows if he's coming back to prison. But it's the Nigerian way. So what can we do?
I mean, can a judge grant that? Can that? Is it legal to grant that kind of?
Yes, I know they do that for they do that for in the US where if you're an inmate and like a relative passes
You
on.
said US. Let's come back
uh,
to Nigeria, my
oh,
brother.
okay, sorry. I wanted to give you like a global context. So, I'm guessing it applies in Nigeria too. But for such a I feel somehow about Abakiari because of the whole police setup. So
Omo. So again, why 2 weeks? If you also want to bury somebody, why must it be 2 weeks? I think, like, what I've watched, if we go back to the US again, we watch some of those series, right?
mm,
You could see maybe they grant them some sort of, I don't know the word, but like they can go and bury somebody, and then the police and everybody escort them there. And
and it's for a
after
day.
the burial,
You go back.
less than a day. They're
Yeah.
escorted back into the. But 2 weeks,
And sorry, to point this
is
out,
there like, yeah,
isn't he a Muslim?
Abba Kyari? I'm not sure.
Okay. Because I know Muslims bury their dead very
I
fast.
know two things. I know two things about him that I'm sure. One, he's a super cop. Two, he's a tailor.
A wonderful
Yeah.
tailor.
Yeah.
Paris
Those are
Fashion
the
Week.
two
Oh.
things I know.
Paris Fashion
Yeah,
Week level, New York Fashion Week level tailor.
yeah. But I don't know about his religion, whatever. But hey, this is us. I just wanted to put that out there that you can take a 2 weeks break. Speaking about prisons and people, leaving prisons or whatever, right? The Foundation of Investigative Journalism published an article a few days ago, and there's an insider story. Ikoyi prison officials seize inmates' cash, demand 1 million naira bribe to release confiscated freezer. So some prison warders and the mobile police (Mopo) officers have confiscated belongings worth millions of naira from inmates at the Ikoyi Custodial Center, FIJ can exclusively report. Among the seized items is a freezer purchased by inmates for which prison officials have demanded 1 million naira payment if the inmates must regain ownership of it. A search started around 4:30 a.m. on Monday, May 13, where officers of the Nigerian Correctional Service went into the cells and took inmates' belongings, including cash. Since 6 a.m. this morning, the inmates at Ikoyi prison have not been let out of their cells and they have not eaten all day, a reliable source at the prison told FIG. Right? And this also goes, so basically, they've robbed the prisoners of all their cash. Now, why do these prisoners have cash? Right? FIJ reports that from a 2019 undercover investigation by the editor in chief, Isaiah Soyombo, inmates by prison regulations are prohibited from directly possessing cash. Instead, they are to hand the cash over to the records department and go back to apply for some of it every time they need to spend it. Right?
Okay.
But obviously,
It's the
you know,
Nigeria way.
so you probably keep your cash with yourself, right? Now, they also have food they keep in a freezer
Oh, that's nice. That's lovely.
because you see, if everything is broken, if public institutions are broken down in Nigeria, you can imagine what is going on in the prison.
Yes, sir.
Do you understand? It's
Mm-hmm.
it's going to be broken down. Think about it this way, and for everybody that this is how I reply people that say, "Oh man, Lagos is the greatest place, Nigeria." Blah 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 blah. You know how people like try to hype up Lagos for no reason, like but create like this whole mystic thing around Lagos,
It's
Lagos na
usually a
top
police. It's
city.
usually and it's usually because of like political bias. That's why they do it. Everyone knows the truth.
Yeah, I always just tell them two things. Oh, Lagos is like a top city. Why is it that 5 kilometers away from Lagos has the biggest dump site in the whole country? Lagos has the biggest dump site and it's just 5 kilometers away from the governor's office at Ojota. When I stayed at Ogudu, the dump site would smell from all the way from Ojota. We could perceive it in Ogudu and in Bagada. It's just 5 kilometers away from the governor of the mega city. And bro, you know where that dump site is at Ojota now?
Yes, no.
The, have you seen how big that thing is?
It
Someone
is.
should someone should go and use Google Street View to view it. Anybody listening?
Yeah.
That's number one. Any city that cannot provide pipe-borne water to your house is not a. Do you understand this hype? What could not stop am? Don't let us be
Yeah.
delusioned to the point where we we are now deceiving ourselves to say something something is
But
grand,
if you
which
look,
is not.
but in this whole scale of like in the scale of preference of what's important in a big state or a big city, where do you place internal generated revenue?
I know where you're going with this thing. It's sarcasm, but I get your point, right? They will tell you, we're generating. Okay,
Money
but the
now, money
point
now,
is,
water.
the point is, you are generating the money now, water. You are generating all this money, right? What are you using it for? Like
Osage,
people need to
Osage,
wake up and smell the
sorry,
coffee.
where you're
Sorry, I
going?
just need the citizens to just wake up and say,
I need
"Hey
you to bring me
guys,
back. And please, did you watch The Wire? You watched The Wire, right?
yes,
You know when the cops were arresting all the drug dealers, nobody had a problem with the police.
yes."
It was when somebody said, "This money, where is it going to?" That's where Kasala they happen. Abi, Osaki, I'm begging you, don't ask that question. Let them just generate the revenue. Don't start asking. If they ask that one, or more, Hey,
If you look at
hey.
look at America, for example, and you see the way like people talk about New York, right? I've seen it like even from the right and from the left. There is a general like there's a well adopted sentiment that this city needs a lot of work, right?
Yes.
The train
Yes.
system, the housing.
The
Nobody
rats.
come. The left
The
does not come out
rats.
to say because the mayor is like left leaning to say, "Oh no, New York is the best city in the world." You can never hear it from them. These are people who do not lie who do not lie to themselves, you know. But when you come out and start lying to yourself because of some political bias, or maybe you want to make a case for like a governor, or like a godfather of a state, you just start talking nonsense, you know. So that's why I don't engage in that conversation anymore, and it's going to even get worse soon. Like I'm not going to like you get where you go read very soon. Even to talk about Nigeria will be very difficult for me, you know, because there's no need. Like, what's the need? What's the need? You know?
I think one thing that really just aches me is when we want to have this conversation and then your friends or people you know try to gaslight you to say you're not patriotic.
No, 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 no.
No, you
Our
heard it
leaders
out.
are not patriotic.
Our leaders
Our
are not
leaders are not.
patriotic. They are not.
If our leaders are patriotic, our country will be better.
Way better.
Patriotism is the sense of like the people. Like what does my country need? Like what do my people
A
need?
sense
Stuff
of
like that.
duty to your people
Sense
and to
of
your
duty to
country.
your people and to your country. Do you think our president right now, who we've seen 40% inflation in the country, he has not given us a public speech since when? When was the last time? I think since New Year's Day or something. Where's that reassuring message from your president in the last 6 months? What has he been doing? What are the steps? Look at the disastrous presentation that the ministers did. Are those ones patriotic?
Steve,
The House of National Assembly coming out to say let's change our national anthem because our anthem does not connote the patriotism that Nigeria needs. Is that like in 2024 with everything that is happening? People are poorer. People are people like this, like ill health, poverty, like
the
no
basic,
water,
the
nothing.
basic
Basic thing is
index,
basic, and
basic
there's national anthem
index,
we're talking about.
they are
Where's the
failing. They are
patriotism
failing.
there? You know, so yeah. Anybody you see on Twitter claiming to be patriotic
Has an agenda.
is someone who has an agenda, who has a political leaning to the present government, to the present administration. PDP boys were the most patriotic during Goodluck Jonathan's time, and APC boys, the like Otolo Ogunle say, they were the one putting up article every day about how shitty Nigeria is, how poor Nigeria is. Immediately they became the ruling party. The PDP boys became the what did they gave them a name, whalers, right?
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
they became the patriotic ones. Right now, obedience are the whalers, and APC boys are the patriotic one. Why PDP boys as the near patriotic ones? So like it's always like that, all just for like political, for like Twitter debates. But at the end of the day, when we leave Twitter, right? Like I say, reality will dawn on you. Right now, all of us are buying fuel now at 600 naira in Lagos, 700 naira in the east, about 800 naira in the north. Right? Everybody's buying it now. You don't show your party cards. You don't show PDP and APC Labour
They don't
Party.
give you PDP discounts now.
Yeah, there's no discounts for any party. So the reality is, no matter what you come on Twitter to say, right? The reality is haunting you, except maybe you've gotten a position. Like I saw the video of the Minister of Youth and the APC youth chairman or president. What's that guy's name? Yoruba Runu guy.
Dio Israel.
Yeah,
I saw you. I saw the,
Honorable Dio Israel.
yeah. Did you guys see that video of him welcoming the Minister
And
of Youth to his office?
it was a very nice story that they first went and back and forth. That
Exactly about
no, I'm coming over. No, you coming over. No, I'm coming over. No, you coming over. No, I'm coming
yeah,
over. No, you coming
yeah,
over.
yeah.
Then he comes over. Then they
Yeah,
have all of that. Then he then goes over.
yeah. That's the Nigerian
Yeah, and
dream.
he
Yeah, that's the
it
Nigerian
took some
dream.
time.
Oh
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
it
the
yes.
took
Nigerian
some
dream.
time to craft that,
Thank
poorly
you.
written with grammatical errors everywhere.
A lot of
Right?
grammatical errors. Yeah.
I don't
ChatGPT
think
is free.
I don't think they use Grammarly.
There's a free version of Grammarly.
There's a few version of
Right?
Gamali. That's how mediocre these people are.
But,
Any
but
s-
yes,
any hint of quality,
they
anything
run away
quality
from
from
it.
them, they run away
They
from
run
it.
away from it.
That's the
But you know
youth
the thing
president
is that
or the youth
do
chairman or
you know
whatever his organization is of the ruling party of Nigeria.
but you know the
Mhm.
problem. The problem is that we that we are complaining about, like this specific thing you mentioned about Honorable Dyer Israel, we're in the minority complaining
Yeah,
about.
obviously.
Oh
Yeah, yeah.
yes.
Like the
It's a
majority
dream.
love
Yeah.
it. It's a
It's a
dream.
dream. It's a
So
dream for
how do
them.
we go forward?
Osagie, do you know what
I
they
think
did?
I think there's a big dichotomy in Nigeria, and that's why we're always going to be complaining on this podcast, right? Is
No, I'm
that
not always going to be complaining. Very soon I'll stop complaining.
no
And you know
problem?
why. Two of you know why I will stop complaining. Well, I know why.
No problem. No problem, sir. The thing is that I think the people that like understand how things should be done are in the minority, and the majority are uneducated, um, don't have an idea, don't have a
Yeah.
clue,
They have a
which is
clue.
how. Well, I
They're
would say
naive.
uneducated, but don't just have a clue. Like
They
again, they're
have
also like just people
consciousness.
who
They don't have
they're
a
also
higher
yeah.
consciousness.
Thank you, and are just followers, And I think that's how almost every country is, right?
Osagie, but you know
Which
why?
is you just have people who want to wake up every day
Yeah.
and like go to the store, like go to school, like take care of their children. They really don't want to be involved in the tacticals of politics and governorship and rulership.
So let me
They
go back.
work and they pay their taxes. Do you
No,
understand what I'm saying?
let me interject here, right?
Yes.
There's an amount of bullshit Americans or the British or the French will take. Yes, we are easy going, we'll go. But once you fuck up, they're ready to pull up on the streets. They don't have time.
I'm not sure.
Bro, they will. Bro, Macron tried to increase the year of retirement by 2 years. Niggas turned that shit to apocalypse. They didn't give a fuck. They, bro, they'll shut you down. They don't care. Nigeria has been designed over the years. They've been fine-tuning it. That the most vocal people, the most expressive people who come, where the intellectuals spring from, the middle class, are dwindling by the day. There's a reason why education is not being prioritized in this country. It's not
Hmm.
because there's no money. Bro, if you have money to buy jeeps for senators and House of Reps people every fucking year, you have money to finance schools. There's a reason why. Because when you doubt the intellectual capacity of a nation, right? They start going for the lowest hanging fruits. Oh, this person is a Christian. I can't vote for him. Oh, this person is Igbo. Remember what they did in 1966? I can't vote for him. It is so well done that they've not created it in a way that the middle class, they make it so hard for you that the only escape for you is to leave this country. Look at the majority of the people who leave this country are the middle class who are frustrated because they cannot aim higher or do things higher because the structure won't allow them. Poor people are not going to travel unless they go and pass the Sahara, this and they will
Now
die.
let's go and check Sahara here.
As rich as the elite are or the politically rich are, do you know they don't leave this country? They're short
No,
for,
they
but
don't.
they don't leave this country because they know what they're gaining from this country. And the poor people are their foot soldiers. It's you and I that will talk. You're in the minority. What do you want to do? You can't
Nothing.
outvote them. You can't outsteal them. You don't have the
Nothing.
resources. You don't have the
That's
police.
true. We can't
So
outvote the poor people. We can't outsteal the rich people.
the best thing you are going to do is go and queue in front of an embassy and say
And
goodbye,
give me
I'm
this
done.
one.
That
That's
is
true.
it. That is it. That's why they'll keep killing the middle class. They'll keep killing the
100%.
middle class until everybody is either so the 5% are the elite rich, the 95% are the foot soldiers who don't have the sense, but they're looking. Baba, one day too, I'll be like you. I
Then
will. If you're a minister, you give me contracts.
that
That
would
is
be
it.
the dream. I
That
think
is it.
that's almost happening now. That would be
It's
the dream of
happening.
the Nigerian politician. Like Nigeria is a good mind for politicians. Like Nigeria,
Yes.
like you see on Twitter, right? You see like you see the comments people make on Twitter. You just know that this is the dream place for a
Yes.
politician.
Yes.
Bro,
Have you noticed
Nigerian
that?
politicians are balling.
Have you noticed? Yeah, sorry. Have you noticed that our political elites, when they go abroad, the way they endorse political candidates or like this thing, these are people who are very credible. But
Yeah.
when it comes back home, anybody, the
Mhm.
neighborhood out, you can be
Mhm.
governor because
Anybody, as long as it favors them, yeah,
yeah, it favors their grand
yeah,
agenda. Simple as that.
yeah, yeah.
That is it. So you will complain when you are tired. You will leave now. You will
Yeah,
leave this
you
country.
leave now.
So, which way forward?
Uh,
I think the way forward is for anybody that has means to just leave.
yeah, it's
That's me
sad.
because at the end of the day, the problem is bigger than everybody, like every individual. There's nothing you can do. People have lost
So
their lives for this
you're saying
country.
you should just leave. You should just leave.
If you have the
Uh,
means, yeah. If you don't have the means, hustle here and just make a life. If you have the means, just they go. That's what me I recommend. Everybody has their own like reality, but me, that's what I recommend. For like middle class,
but
because my
but
yeah,
but there are people who can't afford to leave.
that's what I'm saying now. They can
You go
if you
patch
can't afford
around
to stay, and
and do the
if you can't
best.
afford to leave, look for a way to be closer to to that class, right? Either the political class or the
Yeah,
elite, something like that.
yeah.
If just look for a way to be closer to them, that's the only way you can have a semblance of like a normal life, something close to it in Nigeria, right? For example, what do I mean? How do you get close to them? You can become one of their foot soldiers on Twitter. That's why I like the APC and Twitter. Like when I see like people tweeting for politicians and being paid for it, I'm always very happy because you are not stealing, you are feeding your family.
It's a
You are
Nigerian
doing
dream. Yeah.
Nigerian dream. Do whatever you can do to take close. My problem is you supporting or you being publicly advocating for these people when hunger won't kill you. That's what does my it does my head in. Do you get? You know. Yeah. So that's just it. All hope is not lost. In you can still strive, hustle, make a way for yourself, become rich, but the Nigeria we are today, to be very honest, is very, very difficult.
It's not like you can't. So it's not as if you
Of course
cannot
you
make
can. You
a
can,
decent
you can
living,
do it.
but the
You
amount of
can
energy
do
you're
it.
going to put into that, right,
Yeah, yeah,
is going to be times 10 of what somebody else in another country is going to do,
yeah. I
right?
got I
So
got headache yesterday from drinking, and it's not
generator.
as if I drank so much. I didn't just eat I didn't eat all day, and I was just drinking all day. Watching football, just hanging out with guys after football. Got home late, just slept off. Right, I woke up this morning with a big headache. I was hungry, but the first thing that came to my mind was, oh, I need to go get food in
Mhm.
gallons for the week, to prepare for the week, to buy fuel for
Yeah.
the and fill up my car. I went to the NNPC and NNPC stations in Lagos now have stopped selling in kegs, in gallons. Right. So I filled up the car at the NNPC filling station and I drove to Surulere because it's cheaper than my area. Surulere fuel stations like the Total there and other fuel stations. Fuel stations that are selling like 600 and 605, right? So okay, let me go to my area. They're selling like 650, 630. So I went to Surulere. That's how I spent my Sunday money, right? Before I came home, and I went to buy akara, and I went to these Boku guys. I went to buy their bread. It's before I even got myself and I took paracetamol. Then I started preparing for the podcast. Like this is 3 hours that I wasted just because I want to have a sort of a normal life during the week. Do you get? 3 hours I would have used to prepare, read, walk, do some household chores, like do something important, but I can't do that, right? And I've told you guys how my life suffered in the last 1 month, just because of the past situation, like everything just happening. It just affected my work. Like I just got like really, really unhappy. It's really hard, to be very honest, and no normal human beings shouldn't be living like this. But this is what Nigeria has made us to put up with, to manage and to learn how to live with. It doesn't have to be this way. So if you have a means, to just I'm not saying if you go to another country there will be money on the street to pick or something. The amount of work that you put in here, if you put that same amount of work there, you'll be rewarded better. That's just what I have to say.
Um,
Thank you very much, Mr. Steve, for that contribution. Aya.
Two things that Steve said. First of all, he said Boku supermarket. I want to just say
But
something
yeah,
that
not
if
what
you,
if you want to say something in my mind, don't say it.
no, 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 that if
Okay.
How does he know you want to say what is in your mind
I don't know,
Because I
maybe
when
know I
you've
have
not
it.
even?
Because anytime I see them and I think of something else.
no, no, not
So
that.
tell me
No,
what. Okay.
What
somebody
is
said
Boku supermarket?
somebody said on Twitter that in your area, if there's no Boku supermarket, you know you're not in Lagos. The way those people have infiltrated almost every, at least in every 10 streets or 20 streets, you see a Boku
Bro,
supermarket.
there are 4 Boku supermarkets
I,
5 minutes away from me.
yeah,
5 minutes away from this place I'm seated right now. There are 4.
bro, the fact that a Nigerian business can be so like everywhere in 2024 is amazing. Those guys
It's
sprang
amazing.
up from nowhere, very minimalist
Yes.
shop. You see that shop, very minimalist. There's no genge. You call me,
Nothing. They
you
don't even
go,
have cold drinks.
You go in, buy what you want, and get out. It is so. It is that they need like a feature article on them how they were able to do that.
Osagie does not know it. It's for people who live, for people who are patriotic and people who live in Nigeria.
Yeah, for people who are patriotic, actually, yes, he
Yeah,
doesn't know that. Yes.
it doesn't Osagie doesn't
Secondly,
know it.
this goes to what Osagie said. Like, what is the solution? The easiest solution I can think of, and this is wild, is that you know how we have like this political class, and this is a way of them doing things,
Yeah.
is for another political class who is as crooked and will do anything to be in power to rise up,
Mhm.
but they will now say that, look, there is more money for us to steal if we do the right things in this country. Let's not hide the facts. Every country is corrupt. Every political
Yeah.
class in every country has their hands dipped in public funds. But
Yeah.
you see, the corrupt people, corrupt politicians in America will do the fucking work. So that's what 10% they take. People don't go notice. In Asia and everywhere, we need a political class that say, look, there's money to be made in Nigeria, right? Let us develop this country to a point where the money that we are stealing there is worth it. But we'll give these people good roads, good health, good education, good everything. Bro, the Emirates, the Emiratis in the Middle East, you cannot tell me those guys are clean. There is no way you can tell me those niggas are clean.
Hey,
Okay, sorry.
you can't
Okay,
just
sorry. Sorry.
I have to be very careful.
Sorry. Shout out to the
I have to be
Emiratis
very
because I
careful.
want to go
No,
Dubai. I
I
want
want
to
to
go
go
Dubai.
who lose talk.
Eh.
I was
But what I'm saying is that we need a political class that will say, you know what? Let us do the right thing, even if,
okay.
that is the only way I can see it. Yeah, what's up?
Okay. David Houdini said something which I've really gone to think about and sat down to realize that that was nothing but the truth. He was
you
saying
just
something
call him
about
David Houdini.
Or
yes
Denny.
now. Or Denny, sorry. On Denny. I thought it was Houdini.
Oh,
Well, it's
okay.
also
On
like
Denny.
David.
Houdini because now magic. So moving on.
So he said something about how you see like bad leaders in Africa
Yeah.
just being bad for their own sake. Like they have that an individualistic view of corruption, right?
Yes.
Or being bad. But you see, like in the Western world, there's also like like the bad leaders, bad political leaders in like in the Western world they always take a point of like a for their country, for their
Yes.
tribe, and for the people. Like
How will it benefit my society?
how will it benefit my society? Hitler did what he did, committed the numerous murder that he did out of the love for his own people, right?
I can't say that.
No. It wasn't an individualistic view. It wasn't
It
something he
was
was doing for his own
it
self.
was in an individualistic view though,
No,
even though
it
he wanted
wasn't.
to do it for people. No.
No, he was doing it for his own. Like he was doing it for like that's what he for his own
He
race.
believed, but here's the
That's what
thing,
like,
right?
for his own race.
But he was, but that is the way you first said it. You made it
Yeah.
look like
Like, yeah. He thought he
like
was
No, it
doing
wasn't
it
for a
for
good
his
cause.
people.
thank you.
Of course, it wasn't for a
I
good
like the
cause.
way Iowa said it. He
Yeah, he thought
thought
he was
He
doing it for
he
thought.
him.
was
That's what I'm
doing it.
saying.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Let me put it that way. That's
Rephrase
what
it,
I'm saying.
Alex.
Now, I said view, individualistic view. He didn't think about himself. He was thinking, "Oh, I'm doing
He
it for
was
my
thinking
race."
about himself
No.
when he was doing.
He was
No,
thinking
no,
about
no, no.
no.
He no.
He's
That's why
thinking
I like
about.
how Ayo said it. He
He's saying,
thought
"I want to."
about
Like he's not saying, "I'm
he
doing it for myself." He's saying, "I'm doing it for my race."
yes, but
That's how he
that
thought
is how
about
you.
it.
Sorry, this thing is the
That's,
framing of this thing is very important. You are
no.
saying
Listen.
it
What
did
is
no.
view?
Hold on, Steve.
When you say
Hold on,
somebody
Steve.
has a
Hold on,
view,
Steve. Hold on,
okay.
hold on. You are saying this person did it for his race. No,
No, he
this
didn't do it
person
for you. I'm not
thought
saying that.
that he was doing it for his race.
I said that's how he was thinking about it.
Yes,
He's saying the way I'm thinking about it, like the way he's thinking about it, the way he rationalized it was, I'm going to do it for my race. It's not
Better.
as if
That
he was
rationalize
doing
is
it for
better.
his race.
Yeah.
That's the way he rationalized it,
Yeah.
right? That's why you get a view. When I say somebody did it with the view of his own race, like that's what he feels that he
he
was
didn't do it
offering
for
his,
the view of it. He thought he was doing it for the view of. Do you understand? Like he because what we have to say
yeah.
at the end of the day, like what he was doing was crazy. It's
Yeah,
wrong.
of course. It's
It's
for
madness. It was
100%.
madness.
Exactly.
100%.
So
But that's how he rationalized it. That's what he was thinking to say, "Oh, I'm doing it
that's
for
a
my."
great way to say it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Forgive me if I didn't put it that way.
Yeah.
No, it's
But
I understand what you're saying.
you see our leaders in Africa. They don't have a rationale. They don't think about it. Oh, I'm doing it for my people. They don't even
No,
have that at all. They don't even have that mindset at all. It's
bro, they're not even
hardwired
doing it for
into
their kinsmen. They're not even
at
doing it for their
all.
kinsmen.
How they're not even doing it for their kids, man. Something as small as tribe to say, let me do
Small
it
as
for my state.
village.
Let me do it for my village. No, it's for myself, my children, my family. That's it.
Osagie, do you know the
At
perfect
least,
example?
at
What's
least
that?
Donald Trump still comes up to say, "Make America great again." And he has he has his own views about immigration, about the border, but he's still thinking that, oh, I'm protecting America. I want America to be America. I want America to be for America, right? He still has that thinking, that rational. That's how he rationalizes his own views on certain issues. How look at your leaders. Like, how have they rationalized their corruption? How has it benefited even their kingsmen, even their villagers? Even how has it benefited them? Instead of lining poor people in front of their houses to just give them pennies.
Yeah.
Think about it.
Osags, do you know the perfect example?
Yeah,
And I want everybody to go and watch this. There's a series called Boardwalk Empire, right?
Yep.
classic.
Bro,
Classic.
the people who run that place in America, see the corruption self. Nigerian politicians go they fear, but they make sure it benefit. They turn that place into a tourist center attraction that was raking in money. They make sure the federal government get them grants to build roads, huge, expansive roads to put them to connect them to the national network to make business flowing. That is, bro, Las Vegas in America is built off organized crime. Go and read it.
Yep.
Organized crime built Las Vegas. Las Vegas is the number one tourist center for like gambling in the world. The problem with Nigeria is that show me where our corruption has even created one thing of great value for this country.
Okay.
We don't have bus parks that are bus parks. We just have, bro, just think about it. People are paying money daily to a certain group of people who stand on the road and say this is a world union overloading. You cannot see one bus park that is wonderfully constructed in Lagos State. Okadas that are meant to be legal, people are still collecting money from them. This is how crazy it is, but it doesn't reflect in our society. That's just
We're
the
just
shame
getting
of it.
rich. We're
Yeah,
just getting rich of it. You know.
Somebody tweeted something. Microsoft is building a $1 billion data facility in Kenya after shutting down its Nigerian operations.
business is business, fam. Business is business.
I want to also read something. I'll just quickly move into something, right? Nothing much. But I think there are two state of emergencies that need to be declared:
Where?
media and education.
That's big. Because one is about thinking, one is about disseminating information to a large group of people, which can influence how they think. And I think that's major.
So the
Uh,
Federal Ministry of Education has stopped.
can you I want to say something before you go to this next topic, right?
Yes,
So
please.
you have two countries where, as a big IT firm, right? You have two countries where one country, the best people with the best education, within the workable age, are always thinking about leaving. That is just the like if you do a survey or a sample, 90% of them. I'm just saying it. I'm not saying I don't have any data to to confirm this, but just from the top of my head, I'm saying 90% of the best people in terms of like the best education, the best work experience, and within the working age, right, are wanting to leave, right? And you want to set up there. And you go to another country where 20% of those same people are just leaving the 90% of them within that country to work with. Where would you build your center? Where would you set up as a company?
It's quite clear now.
It's clear, right? So I
Yeah.
was in Nairobi in February, right? And out of my many conversations with like my acquaintances there, friends that I have there, for example, I went to a club with a founder, right? Then there I met another founder who were with his friend, and we just he was like, oh no, we grew up together in another town. We came to Nairobi together. We've been hustling. We've been together. We hang out like 2 3 times every day, every week. Like this, like a four friends who grew up outside of Nairobi, like another rural area, like a rural town, came to Nairobi together to hustle. Like these are childhood friends. Also, how many of your childhood friends do you still have around you? How many of your childhood friends have you seen in the last 10 years? Just because almost everybody is out of the country. Like you
Child,
see a typical, you see them. They don't think. I was telling them about the concept of jackpot, and they say yeah that oh they hear about it a lot from Nigerian Twitter and stuff like that. So I was trying to explain to them, and they were like, no, they don't think like that. Like right, even when they go, they want to come back, right? And I'm like, how have we gotten to that level as a country? So apart from the typical example of government policies or dwindling economy, if you look at from a talent standpoint as a company, where would you want to build? That's what you ask yourself, you know.
Very well said. Very well
don't
said.
worry, Emirates Air is coming back. Emirates Air is coming back. We are in
Yeah,
control. We are in power. We are in power, please. Everything is coming back.
I want to start with education. Um, I saw this tweet the other day. The Federal Ministry of Education has stopped funding Nigerian students to compete globally in the international Olympiad competitions. The reason is that they claim they have no funds. This has been ongoing for the past 3 years. This was made known this morning by the National Mathematics Center, Abuja, which is the body in charge of the competition. Also, federal international scholarships, which was also offered by the center, has been stopped. This is extremely sad for our dear nation. Education must be the priority. Now, all of this stopped, but somehow there's a budget for Hajj and pilgrimage.
You must go and worship. You must go and see. You must go and worship God now. What do you mean?
90 billion naira.
90 billion naira, fam. It shows our
So
priority
what are we
as
talking
it
about?
shows our priority as a country. That's all. That's all. It's finished. That's all. Don't bother yourself. I know the funny thing, as we are doing like this now, state governments and federal government are planning to build more universities that they cannot fund. That's why one joker in America who criticized Peter Obi and said Peter Obi did not build any school during his time. When Peter Obi should be looking at how can we fund these schools, the ones that we have, how can we fund them properly that are taking care of these children and giving them the best education. But because in Nigeria we like show, governor will just, oh yeah, governor will cut the tape. Hey, he has built a new university. 6 months down the line, lecturers have not been paid. Non-teaching staff have not been paid. You put that university to another crisis. We don't
Just
we don't
imagine,
we don't think.
imagine, imagine as a governor imagine as a governor now in Lagos saying your priority is to build schools.
Bro, it's not.
Just is madness.
It's
When
not.
like just look, sometimes I look at the schools around me, for the public schools around me, I shake my head. I'm like, man, this is what the ordinary Nigerian, the average Nigerian, this is what they have access to. God, no.
Did you guys watch the very sad video of the mother who brought her dead child to the Ebonyi State University
I can't watch that kind of
Yeah,
thing.
office?
I
yeah.
can't.
I never watched
Did
it.
you see it?
I always
She
scroll past the
apparently,
video.
I know the
I
story,
watch it.
but I just
yeah, the lady apparently committed suicide because
Yeah,
it's been alleged and reported that one of the lecturers failed her, I think, three
consistently.
consecutive times. Yes.
yeah.
Yeah,
Now, we
yeah.
don't know the reason for the failure. We also don't know how
The context
well,
behind it. Yeah.
we don't know the
Now,
context behind it, but I guess we can guess.
I guess we can guess because we've seen scenarios where lecturers will come out and blatantly tell you that you're never going to pass the course.
Yes.
Like it's,
Passes.
If you
and
don't,
not and as a Nigerian, nothing can be like you can't do anything. You are helpless.
Still, may I
that's
tell
my
you,
problem. That's my problem I'm having, right? You see, like blatant crimes against humanity, crimes
humanity,
Yeah,
against the law.
and we
Like
close
it's
our eyes.
very well in the public that can just be easily reported and taken up from there. But the problem is, you have to look at the power dynamics, and the least powerful person, irrespective of what has happened, the least powerful person bears the brunt
yeah.
in the whole scenario.
In your
So what
scenario.
this does, right, is it de-incentivizes people to report crime and to push people to do the right thing.
Yeah,
Because in the whole calculation of everything, right? Take this scenario for instance. Three of us are here, right? Ayo is the most powerful person. I'm the least powerful person. Steve is, is also powerless, just like me, but I'm less powerful than him. Imagine if Ayo does something, right, and three of us are there, and then Steve goes and reports to say, what you're doing is not right, and I'm also in that scenario. I haven't reported, though. Do you know somehow, some way? because I'm the least powerful person in that equation, I will get to suffer the most for it.
Yeah. 100%.
It's like they just look in the room and say, "Who's the least powerful person here?"
Let's deal
Okay,
with it.
you're the one getting effed up.
Yeah.
Now you will carry this thing for your head because
Mhm.
you are the least powerful person in the room that can, that can fight against injustice. This is what makes people not want to report crime, not want to fight for their rights, because the system in fact is there to punish them if they try to do the right thing. For everybody reading, please, education, and I mean, university or school is not the last thing, or it's not the
I,
final thing.
I
Don't
think, I
commit
think,
suicide, do not kill yourself
yeah,
over it.
yeah. I
I
think
think,
also,
and I know if you feel helpless, right, there should be other ways you can use to go about it. And I know every other way is difficult, but I don't think taking your life is the
is
ultimate
that,
thing. And I just want to say rest in peace to that young girl, because I
yeah,
also listened to the voice notes from that. There was some voice notes shared, and she was crying throughout. She had passed her whole lot, her other courses and everything, and it was that course that was always just holding her back. And
yeah,
that's a young girl who had a life of her own, had her own parents, who was going to become somebody in future, probably
yeah.
become, pick up a job, do whatever. She changed the world, but she's dead today because somebody just felt. And what is hurtful, what is painful, is that with that whole debacle that has happened, nothing might happen.
No review.
Everybody might just,
Yeah,
yeah,
no review.
everybody might just move on.
No review of the
Because why?
lecturing process. No review of
Because
how. Yeah.
the mother is powerless because there's no power involved. Steve.
So one of the main problem I have with the media in this country is, I know we have a lot of grounds like with them. As Osagie constantly talks about like the lack of quality training, stuff like that, right? I agree. But most importantly for me, I think what has gone wrong, like absolutely shit, with Nigerian media is the inability to fight for the common man, right? That is my like the media right now is on the side of power, which is not supposed to be so.
It has
For
been
example,
captured. It has been
it
captured.
has been captured. This thing happened in Ebonyi. What the local media would have done is to start highlighting, telling stories, and seeking information about this thing that has happened. Who is this lecturer? What is his
Quick
name?
question.
What
Quick question.
happened? Yeah,
Quick question, sir.
please ask.
Who is the local media? There is no
Uh,
local media. The only local media is state owned. The state owned is in collaboration
with
with,
the institution, the educational
yeah,
institution, and it's the same thing.
because it's the state university.
It's a
So
state
Uh,
everybody
state
is agreed.
network. Yeah.
Because once the reporter comes and says, "Oh, I'm from, Ebony State TV or whatever, the local TV there," and
Osake,
there's the story
Osake
here, he
Mara.
takes it up to his producer. The producer says, hold on, oh, if you
Yeah,
run this story, oh, because
true,
okay, blah 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 blah. Do you understand?
true.
We are in a state of emergency, the whole country. I'm telling you, right now, in Nigeria, you can literally pull out a gun and shoot somebody in broad daylight and get away with it.
Yep.
Hey, Osags,
You
is there
just
any
need to
way?
be, you just need to
Okay,
be, you just need to have money and know people.
Osagi Ayo, what
You
is?
understand what I'm saying? Because if
Yeah,
you put down, you shoot somebody in broad daylight, everybody says, "Hey, this happened, this happened." It's just how much. It's just the amount of money you have and the reach you have. You get away with it. We know these things now. You can literally go to the police. Someone harasses you on the road now, hits your car, whatever. You can literally go to the police station. The police quickly sizes up who's the big boy here, and then they do what? They turn and they go they turn around and pounce on the least powerful person. It happens. We know. We see these things, and
Osags, I
it's
want to ask you a question.
crazier. When you now leave Lagos, what is happening in other states is even wild. It's wild what's happening in other states outside Lagos. Lagos, you can still even say, okay, there's
Yeah,
this
things can
form
happen. Yeah,
of
of
decency and
coverage. Yeah.
yeah. What is happening outside Lagos is a madness.
What is the solution to local media? Because now we have everything, like
Technology.
the
It is,
access to, yeah, we have the technology. The access to these things are like really,
it's
it has made
funding, it's funding, it's funding.
Osags. I don't think funding. I know it's funding, right? But for a start, it's easier now to set up. The access to these things is that easier. Like there's Instagram, there's Twitter. You can just put up a page. You can have a local media just on Instagram. Just reporting what's happening
How do
in
you
a
make money? I'm not saying the mode of expression or communication is easier. We know that is easier, right? How
yes.
do you generate income, revenue rather, for that business? That is where the problem is.
But can't you just start something first before sorting out the revenue later? Like you can't start. You
You
can't
never start
just.
a business like that now. You have to think of your revenue model
But are we
before you
are
start
we
a
are we
business.
looking at media from a business standpoint now?
You have to, because that's the whole genesis. So that's the whole basis of it. The only
Oh,
ones that don't shouldn't be making money from media is state
as a
owned.
state owned.
That's not what's going on.
True.
NPR is not concerned about making money. What's it? Voice of America is not concerned about making money.
C-SPAN,
Yeah,
C-SPAN, BBC.
You understand? They you
yeah,
just go and report the news, whatever. Any other private owned, you have to make money. You go set up something for you there, but you can't set up media firm. How will you pay salaries? So the two things that are actually the problem with setting up proper media outfits is actually funding, and the second thing is training. You
yeah,
also have to train these people. These are the biggest problems we're having. So again, state of emergency, education, and media. Let me read something I saw that's happening somewhere in Africa. Chinese media offenses target African audiences. During a
yeah,
visit to Tanzania, this was published by the ADF magazine. I don't know if you guys know the ADF. During a visit to Tanzania in 2023, Paul Nantulia couldn't help but notice StarTimes television satellite dishes being installed atop homes and businesses throughout the country. He also noted the prevalence of Huawei and ZTE broadband equipment. An expert on Chinese foreign policy, Nantulia struck up a conversation with someone about the StarTimes platform and the dominance of Chinese digital communications infrastructure in his country. I asked if he was aware that this is a Chinese service, and he said he didn't know that. Nantulia said during an April 25 interview with the China Global South project. The man explained that StarTimes is popular because it offers free installation and has no subscription fees. The cheapest tier of this television package costs $1 a month and offers customers 30 channels. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
hmm,
Subscription package, the cheapest one is $1 a month and offers customers 30 channels. But it's only what? It's only international news channels are two 24-hour media outlets owned and operated by the Chinese Communist Party, CCP. This is just an anecdote to show the kind of penetration, the kind of market research that these media companies have done, said Nantulia, a researcher at the Africa Center for Strategic Studies. Most African media consumers don't know that they are being exposed to Chinese funded media. Nantulia said this is by design, the product of decades of information warfare strategy that continue to be refined with increasing stealth. In the report for ACSS, he branded Chinese tactics as media offenses. This combative perspective of media influence is a staple of Chinese thinking. Goes on to still talk about like how you can, content sharing agreement, free infrastructure, paid media junkets. Bro, can you see how other countries are now penetrating African countries because these African countries have failed to do their job?
Yes, now
yep.
the weak get taken out now. It's not a Gengentin now. Now
Media, education, we have a big problem.
yes.
This was published by the African Defense Forum magazine, ADF magazine. We have a big problem, guys.
Anyway,
I
Oh,
wanted to I wanted to ask you guys one question, right? I saw something that there's a guy called, I don't know if you guys know him on Twitter. His name is Akin Tollgate.
I've
of
heard of
course.
that handle.
I know
Yeah,
him.
you know him good. He put up something very interesting, right? I'm just gonna look for it real quick. And when he put it up, someone else like responded to him. He was talking about traditional rulers and the power
They
and
have.
influence traditional rulers have. That's what he was basically talking about. So he was saying it stemmed from this whole Sanusi Lamido
Yeah,
recent, reinstallment that led to some sort of drama. And it was like, hey, this can never happen in like Benin with the Oba of Benin. This can never happen with like the Oni of Ife, right?
yeah.
Like these things can never happen. Like you want to the state wants to reinstall somebody or doesn't want to restore the person, blah 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 blah. Can this ever happen? Etc etc. And then Sugar Belly had a very nice rebuttal
Shout out to Sugar.
towards it. Towards it. I wouldn't call her
Okay,
sugar,
shout
but
out to Sugar Belly.
I mean if that rocks your boat, then that's fine.
I don't have a boat. I'm a black man. What I define for boat?
Once you have a boat, and by the way, Ayo, do you know how to swim?
I know how to swim. Not to save my life, but I know how to swim.
Oh,
I
did you
don't
go for
understand.
swimming
What would
classes?
you how?
What? Yeah, like back in secondary school, yes. They used to take us to like swimming in a papa club. They used to take us like swimming classes all that time. So
You're really a trust fund kid, though. What,
what happened?
that's
You know what happened? Nigeria, the middle class died. That's what happened.
mm, Ibrahim Badamasi Bangida.
Shout
That
out
True.
to
happened.
The middle class in the 90s were like ballers, oh.
Bo.
Bro,
Bro.
I follow you now.
Ballers.
I
Yeah,
Bro.
follow
now. Yeah.
the
They
Bro.
were
ah,
ballers. Yeah.
they enjoy,
Enjoy well. Yep.
you know. So oh my god. So that's what happened. The middle class
The
happened.
middle class. It
How did
crashed.
that impact you though as a kid? Because you don't understand what the middle class is. You just know that, you're
Yeah,
a
but you
kid
know
and
that things that you could afford, things that you guys were not being they happen
rational.
again. Yeah, things were not just popping again. Like bro, it's crazy.
Anyways, I can't find this tweet, but I would tell you, like, she basically said these guys are powerless, and that
Oh
they're
yes,
powerless because when
the
when
British.
the British came and scattered everything, what did they do? So why are we giving them the hype that that they shouldn't be earning by now?
Yeah.
I wanted to know your
For some of
your
them, I think for the first class rulers, like the Emir of Kanu, Sultan of Sokoto, Oni of Ife, and the likes, Oba of Benin, they have a soft power in terms of, I think they have a soft power. I don't think it's not absolute as they had before colonialism, but they have a soft power.
okay, I got it. So Akin Tolgate said, I found it. So he said, oh my god, I found it now. What's going on? I got it, guys. So he said, You see our Oni of Ife throne in Ile Ife and the Oba of Benin too, they haven't given birth to a sitting governor that will do what? Attempt politicizing it or via a removal of its occupants. It's a no-go area for politicians. And then she quoted the tweet and said, This is treason. There is no substantial or subnational sovereign claims in Nigeria. The Ife Empire doesn't exist anymore. The Benin Empire Kingdom doesn't exist anymore. These thrones or seats are allowed to exist in name alone by the government as a mere courtesy. They can do nothing if removed. I need people to understand that the British defeated every single one of these kingdom and empires, and therefore they do not exist anymore. There are no sovereigns in Nigeria anymore. You can and you will be removed or replaced by the government of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. Where do they allow a king who has lost a war or of dominion to keep his throne, except as a vassal to his victor? Where is that done? Nowhere. Every monarch in Nigeria, including all your first class kings, lost their respective wars of dominion and therefore lost their thrones. I, I I guess this gives like better context. What do you guys think?
I agree with what she's saying, but I'm also agreeing with what that the initial tweet. It
You
is
can't agree with both tweets because one is
no,
countering is
no.
one is immediately countering the other.
She's stating a fact in the constitution, right? That
Yes.
yes, yeah, if you read Nigerian history, yes, she's correct. Every kingdom was conquered. Lord Lugard even did it in the north. War way worse. He was slaughtering people. Didn't give a fuck. If you're not surrendering, you are chopping knife. You are being beheaded one time. But it is still rare for like those for the monarchs that guy said. It is rare for them to be unseated from their royal stool or royal throne by a governor. It's still rare.
He
I've seen
pushed
more.
on.
I've seen more in the
Ayo,
north.
Ayo.
Wait, sorry.
Yeah.
Abacha removed the Sultan of Sokoto in the 90s. I can't remember who he replaced him with. I can't remember, but he had an issue with the Sultan of Sokoto. I think maybe the guy didn't give a fuck about him and he jacked him out. I see it more with in the northern states and all these small ballets, this ballet of something, something, or all this, it happens there. But for like the big guys, it's rare. I'm not saying it cannot happen. It's rare. It's a rarity.
One thing I've known is that
Sorry, I just wanted to bring that. So Ibrahim Dasuki was the 18th Sultan of Sokoto, who
Yeah.
was deposed in 1996 during the military government of Sani Abacha.
Yeah, I remember that clearly. It was a big talking thing. Like, yeah, and everybody knows what the Sultan of Sokoto represents in the Islam in this country. That is the head. That is the seat of Islam in this country. That is like the biggest caliphate. Please, if I'm wrong, please no. But I think that is the biggest caliphate, or one of the most like influential caliphates. In the north.
Yeah. Steve,
all these monarchs these traditional rulers that you mentioned, as oh, they can't remove them. They have also been very smart enough to politically
Yeah,
try
aligned.
to remain neutral and politically try to be where the people are, right? And that also puts them. There's a reason why the Oba of Benin is so loved because he's always with the people, right? Someone who's always with the people is hard. It's hard for you to come and do anything to them or remove them from the seat because politicians are always appealing to the people themselves, right? So I think these people have also there's a reason why they are that smart to navigate the political landscape, the political terrain of every state or every governor and stuff like that. The reason why they are political smart is because they know that the government also has the ultimate power, right? To do whatever they want to do with their position. So I think it's a two-way thing. The government absolutely have the right, the power. Any government has the power. It depends on how far a governor wants to go. If a
Yeah,
governor wants, for
you want to
example, in
take
this
it
state
there.
governor, he wants to go in on out and say fuck the consequences. I don't care what happens. He can absolutely do anything. To the Oba in terms of like removing the Oba of Benin, right? The Oba of Benin also is very smart enough. They've also be very smart enough to like, just play the political terrain very, very smartly, to ensure that they're always with the people and always with any government that comes. That's why they welcome everybody. They welcome the PDP candidate. They welcome the APC
Yeah,
candidate.
they welcome everybody. Oh.
It's traditional rulers are supposed to be apolitical, right? But they are not in Nigeria because they're always closer to the power. So yeah,
And
yeah,
also,
I absolutely go with what Sugar Belly said.
And also, like what you said, like if you go back to the Oba of Benin, we know that the Oba of Benin and the present governor of Edo State are not in the best of terms. We've seen
Yeah,
what happened in 2 or 3 weeks. I would like
yeah,
to see if the governor tries to make a move at the Oba of Benin. Because Oba
no.
of Benin is tied to
So
his people.
yes, they're not in the best of. They're
Terms.
not in the best of like in terms. Does not mean the Oba of Benin is doing something dramatically to
Yeah, he's not.
oppose the governor. To it. Yeah,
He's not doing anything dramatically. Yeah.
exactly. It's just maybe a fallout or something,
What is
something.
what is what is the bone of contention are the artifacts? The state
Yes,
government
yes,
lost the artifacts, return the artifacts.
exactly.
And the Oba
Yes,
Benin saying that me as the custodian of the Benin people of Edo,
yeah,
of Edo people, it should return back to the palace. That is the issue.
yeah,
That's the back and forth. That's just the issue. It's not as
yeah.
if they go deep.
It'll be fine. It's not a big deal.
It's not like the one in the Kanu one where
Kano, yeah,
Sanusi was publicly against the governor, and the governor said
exactly.
yes.
The governor said, "Oh, get
Yeah,
out." Yeah, yeah.
speaking of Sanusi Lamido Sanusi,
King
has he
himself.
been reinstated as the Emir of Kano now?
He has back in the
I've
palace.
not followed up, but
What
they're
was the
still back.
whole
He's back in the palace, but they're still,
lead
yeah,
researcher? What is
yeah.
the update? Our lead. What is the
I
update?
don't. The update is that he's in the palace, and
Yes.
but I think the NSA, the National Security Advisor, was saying something. But
What
that
does the
was
NSA have to do with reinstating
ah.
No, they put up.
I saw it. I saw the news somewhere. Pull it up. Pull it up. I
They
saw it
put up.
somewhere.
They put up in the office. They put up to his palace.
They
So
pulled up. Yeah, they
they
pulled
had a
up in the
talk.
palace.
So what
Yeah.
happened is that the Emir of Canada has been deposed. Bayero. I think there's a
It's not in
warrant.
Nasarawa now.
Yeah, there's now a warrant for his arrest. And
Yes,
also,
I saw it.
I saw that. Yeah.
yeah, the judge who there's a judge that is involved with this that is in the US. It is in trouble right now. But for what we can see, Sanusi is the new Emir of Kano. There are still going to be some challenges, along the way because the other side will not take this line down. Ganduje's camp won't take this line down. But Sanusi is back, king in the north.
It has been reported that the governor of Kano State, Alhaji Abba Kabir Yusuf,
I've
has
ordered for
ordered
their
the immediate arrest
arrest.
of the deposed Emir of Kano, Aminu Ado
Yeah.
Bayero.
But Bayero is in Nasarawa already now, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, it has welcomed in Nasarawa and stuff like that. So once you are no longer the emir, you have to go on exile from the
Oh
state or from
yes,
the city.
traditionally, yeah, you're out.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah, you're
And
out.
Wow.
you can never come back to the state.
I doubt. I doubt.
I doubt.
Anyway, shout out to the people of Kano. I've been to Kano a couple of times and totally enjoyed my stay there.
Good
Stayed at a
city.
lovely
Love it.
hotel, and
Yeah.
when I did hit the town, yeah, it was fun. Shout out to
Yeah.
Kano.
They play my
I'd
piano
like
there.
to have a. Do
No,
they play piano in Kano?
Yes, I'm just asking.
that was not the time we went. The time Osagie went,
Okay,
it wasn't about
piano wasn't popping then. I
it
get
wasn't
it.
popping.
I
Yeah.
guess it. I guess it.
That's a very random question, but okay.
You don't know if you want to go do
Um,
DJ Warehouse for Kano now, so we need to know these things. We are surveying the market.
I
It
would
was
like to have.
pom
I
pom
would like.
sound that they played that time.
I would like to have a house in Kano.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'd like to have a house in Kano. I'd like to have a house in Akure.
why?
Yeah.
What of in your own
I,
state, sir?
in my own state. Who says I don't have a house in my state?
Oh, okay.
No, they,
Sorry,
no,
I
they,
forgot.
no, they expose, no, they expose.
I
This,
say you be middle class. I don't know say you be. No man, they make that mistake. No best, no best.
Okay, God help you. God help you. Anyways, yeah. Let's move on to the landmark controversy, so to say.
we are still on this
There's no
case.
So
controversy. There's no controversy there now.
there was no controversy. No, there was a bit of controversy in the media because things were like misreported, somewhat misreported. Last week
There was a bit
there
of
was a report,
incompetence from the media.
an inconsistency with the reporting.
Exactly.
I won't say incompetence. I'll just say inconsistency. Let me be like Ruben Abati and sit on the fence. It was reported that the the planning committee in charge of the Lagos Calabar coastal line
Highway.
highway, went back on their plans. That
Yeah.
was the first report that came out, or at least that hit social media, that they will go ahead and abandon the project because there are some submerged
Cables.
cables from the telecom company that they can't build across,
Yeah, it will
and they can't
affect.
destroy that it will affect, they can't destroy the cables, etc, and so they would have to abandon that specific route
Yeah,
and maybe pick
those
another route.
kilometers. Yeah.
Yeah, and everybody immediately thought it was the same area that the landmark beachfront was built on, and then of course the thing
Osagie,
spiraled from there.
you know how people saw
Yeah.
it. People thought that they've abandoned the whole project.
Yes.
So when I saw it happening on Twitter, I was like, am I the one that doesn't have sense? Didn't I go to school? Because from what I know, this is different. People
Yeah.
actually thought they are abandoned, they are not doing it again.
Hmm.
Bro, education is a problem in this country.
And yeah, that is that, because also people don't read like the actual stories. People just see what is written on Twitter and then go with it. And then what is happening on Twitter is that people then formulate these very eloquent threads,
Mhm.
right? That don't say anything.
Based on
I
nothing.
have a rule. I don't believe anything on Twitter.
It's
Oh,
the best. It's
yes.
for the
It's the
best.
best. Anything that goes viral, any point that says, "Oh, this is my story,
I
bro.
don't believe
I
it.
believe this content you're
Yeah.
pushing. I don't
I
believe it.
mean, don't let me say what I want to say. Let me just move on. But yeah, I agree with you. If you don't read the news reports, and many a times, and it's happened in our group, we share a tweet in there, and it's probably something or Jude that there follows up, or Nuruddin that shares, a report that says this is actually what's happening.
Yeah.
There's always a lot of context. People just take what they want and want to run with an agenda, or ignorantly even run with an agenda. Sometimes there's no agenda. They just run with whatever they feel like they want to run with, but it creates some sort of an agenda for some people.
Yeah.
So essentially, the project will continue. What is happening is that there are some specific areas where they would then have to reroute the the coastal highway on, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But everything that happened at the landmark brick front,
There's no
whatever is happening, there will continue to happen
Yeah,
there.
there's no
There was
change
no
there.
there's
mistake
no going
around
back.
it.
Yeah.
There's no change on that one.
Yeah.
the
But
places where they talked about
essentially, yeah,
the
essentially,
telecommunication.
the impact assess report was not conducted properly, right? So it's still
Oh,
a failure on the people that
of course, no, FG must not
Hmm,
blame
I'm
as usual
This
now.
is surprising. This is surprising
yeah,
to see a government agency not doing their work properly. Like
environmental impact access, Abi.
I'm
First of his
absolutely
time.
shocked.
First of
Yeah,
his
I'm
time.
absolutely shocked. Yeah, man, it's very rare.
Wink, wink. All right, that's done. I wanted to also, have you guys been following what has been happening with the CBN and some of the fintech companies?
No, what's the latest?
So they paused the opening accounts of some of your very popular fintech
Yeah, okay, I
platforms.
know that one. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, because the CBN requires um
physical address verification.
yes,
Hmm.
Yeah.
which is which
Hmm.
basically
Hmm.
which
Let me.
basically
Hmm.
how do I even start to okay, so let me
This is where
explain
you
for
know that
people that don't
commercial banks
understand.
are okay. Let's
Let me
go.
let me explain for people who don't understand. So for like regular banks, right? When you want to open an account, you have to have some sort of when you are doing your know your customer KYC. So as a customer, well, let me look at it. Let me take it from the perspective of the bank now. For like our regular banks, when you want to open or offer an account opening for a customer, well, the customer provides their KYC, name, birth, etc, verification of that person. So it can either be um, um, a birth certificate, something, whatever, your NIN, your BVN, if you have your bank verification already. You also have to provide a proof of the address you live at. This is usually done with your utility
Utility
bill. So
bills.
it can be your electric bill, it can be your waste bill. It's usually electric and waste bill. If you are in a place where they still send you water bill, you can provide that as well. And that has has like your name, and then you can then attach that and create your account. Now, for a lot of financial technology apps, the very popular ones, for the longest of time, Steve, go ahead.
No, no, I want to. I want. I feel you've not the bank aspects. I don't. I feel you've not like explained it well, right? When you provide these things, what the commercial banks do is they go and verify it physically, right? So some
Yes.
banks just go there to see if the building exists. Okay, so banks do not do this themselves. They use third party
Yeah.
companies or agents to do
Agents.
so,
Yeah.
right? Some agents will come and say, like for example, I say I stay in Isoso Street in Surulere, right? And number five, so some agents will just go and verify if a street like that exists and said okay. Some agents will go further to say, does this building exist? Some agents will now say, I want to go to that building and ask of Steve and
Yeah.
see if Steve stays there. That is how they verify it. So let me give you guys a backstory. In 20, when I came to Lagos for NYC took me to sent me to First Bank to open my NYC account for my Alawi, 19,800 naira, which is
Shout
about
out to
like
the federal
20,000. That was
government.
the first time. That was the first year they started it. I was the said they started it with it. So I was in camp when they changed it from 95 to 10,000 and to 19,800. We're just balling. So when I opened it in Apapa, it was just NYC account, NYC account, NYC account. Until one day, and I didn't use that bank for a long time after NYC. I used to use it for like maybe 1,000, 2,000. It was just there working. I was in EYLborg one time, post office. My younger brother wanted me to help him do something. He now sent 200K. And I said, okay, I make I just take 5K, sef, go 2K, just go chop for the place. I can't go.
Make you go kulele.
Yeah, go
You know,
cool.
understand?
Make
I
you
went
go
to
chop
withdraw my money.
chicken
I
for the
couldn't withdraw
place.
from the ATM, the one in close to the roundabout.
Okay, I think I remember this
And,
story.
you remember now,
Yeah,
you
yeah,
were
yeah.
sitting together time. And I went to First Bank to say, I know if you withdraw my money. First Bank said, this thing was an NYC account. Oh. This account, more than 30K no supposed enter this account. That's come to see 200K. So you have to do update, you have to do KYC to upgrade your account. So that's how I started doing this KYC. I started doing it. 1 week later, I no see money. Right? Apparently, I used my old address when I was still using because that was the address I used. So I used it. I just went there, took something. So one day, I think someone went there to ask who you please. We're looking for Steve, certain Steve in Dede, right? My name and people call me Steve, right? Mommy Asha, my former neighbor, say she don't know me. Say, and there's no Steve in here. Oh. So when
Uh,
they told me that they went, this I went to the bank after like 2 weeks to see how come I can't still take my money. They said, we went to your bank, to your house to verify your address. Well, they say you don't stay there. Oh. I'm like, I remember one weekend I went there to see somebody came here to look for me. Mami Asha said, now you be Steven. I said, Mami Asha, what's the difference between Steve
oh,
and Steven? Mami Asha, why you dey do me like this? Mami Asha, if they come again, I beg. Tell them say I come out. He said, okay.
well, she don't make you
So I went
ball.
back there. I insisted that was my address. I think they went back there again, and and that's how they confirmed the address. That was the first time I knew that banks physically go and verify addresses, right? So what happens with fintech is they just stop at you provide your address, then you provide the proof that you stay there, either with your Loma bill, utility bill. Osagie, continue.
Yeah, so for the concept of one of the value propositions and even a unique selling proposition that the fintech apps have is
Freedom.
what is why you laughing now? I never even start to explain it. Don't dey laugh. Why you dey laugh?
You are such a very petty person.
I'm actually no. I'm actually no. See this, and this thing happens on this podcast a lot. I go dey my own. When I go carry on wahala come, it go come be like saying I need be the ogbonta of the matter.
Because you already put it in the group with your
That
your
is
agenda.
something. Even if no, there's no agenda. Even if I put something in the group, you've not heard what I want to say on the podcast.
Oh,
What you
yeah.
are doing now is a perception bias.
Oh yeah,
Oh, yeah,
land,
go first,
I'm
no,
having
yeah.
it.
Oh, yeah,
I
continue,
don't appreciate
continue.
it.
land.
Continue.
So one of the value propositions that these popular fintechs have, right, is the ease of doing business, the ease of opening an account. You don't need to go
Yeah.
through any stress. You can do it all from the comfort of your home. There's no physical building you need to go and line up. There are no papers you need to sign. Everything can be done. The technology that is provided here, right, can enhance all those things faster and easier. So all you need to do is take your phone, take a picture with your phone. You don't need to go and snap a passport photograph and attach to a paper and all of that. And this is what has enabled them to sign up as many as thousands, hundreds of thousands, and if for some maybe millions of customers quickly. So
Quickly.
now that the CBN is requiring physical address verification, it is going to slow down customer acquisition for these guys. And I'm sure they've also mandated them to verify some of those addresses
Thank you.
that
Already
have
up there.
already been provided. Yes.
Did I tell you what is happening now? So immediately that circular went out for the likes of OP, Money Points, Kuda, whatever.
Hmm.
I opened up my OP accounts one day and I saw that, because I'm in tier 3, they need me to do my address
Verification.
verification
Yeah.
again. So I clicked on it and the utility bill that I used when I was opening the account was also still there. They asked me if I had an updated one. I updated it. Then they told me to put a nearby landmark. I put it. They said, okay, it will take 72 hours. I think I did it last week. Till today, it's still up there. Our verification. What's happening is that they don't have the infrastructure to carry out a mass scale physical verification.
Yeah.
That's why
Yes.
it's taking time, like your commercial banks. Because commercial banks, they've been doing this thing for over 30
It's
years.
part of their.
So they have the agents, they have the infrastructure, they have the agents ready. They have that structure ready to do it. So I think that's why it's taking time. Even to today now, it's still here.
So
Your verification
these
is coming.
guys also have the setup, so to say, because they work with third party. Remember, most of these companies also have business accounts.
Yes,
Yes.
And for
yes, yes.
business accounts, they do those verifications.
Yeah.
So they
Yeah.
use companies, they are third party companies, very popular ones. There's Smart Identity, there's You Verify, those
Yes.
third
Shifty
parties.
Pro, they're Shifty Pro, yeah, that's
Yeah,
true.
but they're expensive. What those
They're very,
companies also do is a very nice business. Those companies do. Those companies they will tell you that they have a spread across all 36 states.
But do those
What they
companies do physical? Did they do
They do
physical,
physical, yes.
or it's just the technology that they have to do? Like for example, Shifty
They
Pro
do
has this thing.
physical, I'll tell you.
Eh.
We can be running that company together here. They have people that they will say, okay, for every person you go and verify in Suleja,
Yeah.
in Nasarawa,
In
we'll
Nasarawa,
give
yeah.
you 500 naira. So they have local agents and they
Oh.
built that network. So you don't even, do you understand? You don't need staff. You can
I even
be,
thought,
somebody
even
can be
thought it was-
verifying from Ebonyi now, and then you can
Yes.
just have like a team in Ebonyi, and then for every verification, that person gets
You
a
pay
bonus,
them.
payment of maybe 500 naira. Then you can say, oh, if you
Yeah.
do 100 verifications in a week, we'll give you a bonus of
The
X
bonus
amount.
of
And so that
yeah.
one go just they run like madman, they verify up
Just they
and
go
down.
everywhere. Yeah.
And verification includes you take a picture of the place, you make sure it
Yes.
matches this.
It
Then they have
matches
all
this.
these apps on Android phones where if you take a picture, it and on the footnote it will
It
give you the
on the map.
geometric,
Yes.
the latitude and
Location.
longitude, the geometrical location, the time it
Yeah.
was taken, and all of that.
Thank you.
So I've
That's
done
true.
all that.
That's what they
I've done
use.
something similar with like customer acquisition.
I
Yeah, I've
didn't know
done
they had.
something similar like
I
that.
thought those fintech KYC
They
guys.
don't.
I
Yeah,
thought it was the technology that they have.
they have
Because
the
for example,
technology, but they
they still
also
have
have
the
those local
power.
verification. Yes.
Oh, that's good. That's good. That's good. That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, I was looking at the CEO of Paga. I'm sure he's also affected because, it's one of those apps. It was like he tweeted something. He said, the Nigerian House of Reps and Senate need to modify the anti money laundering laws that
Yeah.
govern Know Your Customer rules, KYC rules. In
Yeah.
2024, requiring physical address verification is backward. Worse, the regulation requires the regulation requires then verifying via a utility bill or rental agreement. Most people don't have one. To be very honest, they don't.
Yeah. That's true.
A
That's
lot of
true.
people don't have utility. Okay, I stay with my uncle now in
Yeah.
an area. His name is on the utility bill. I don't have a utility bill or rental agreement. Do you know where we have the biggest problem?
Where?
And it's back to data. I'll tell you, when I was
It's
opening
true.
my Revolut account, all I needed to do was impute my address. Now
Simple.
it's that address, and my connection to that address is already logged in with my local government.
Yeah.
Yes.
So they just need that database, and then they verify with that database that this young man
Same in the same.
stays in this area.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom.
Okay.
Everything is connected.
Thank you. Thank you for
So
that.
that database and that whole connection is what is missing. Because if we had that here, there's no problem. The only
You've made
problems you
a.
have is if somebody lives in a hut
Thank
in
you.
somewhere that is not on the
That's
map.
off grid.
My
Yes,
co-host, God bless you. Because this issue
you're
of
amen.
physical address verification, right? It started way before we had NIN and BVN. So what is now the use of BVN and NIN if you are still insisting that people go and do physical verification?
Because there's no central database for Nigerians. Everybody's running amok with their bullshit.
I'm tired. I'm tired of. I'm tired. I'm like you have NIN,
Yeah,
you
BVN.
have BVN, you have voters card,
Yeah.
you have passports,
Driver's license.
driver's license. That is five
And
different
they're bringing Nigerian
identification poles.
they're bringing the Nigerian ID card very soon.
What is the Nigerian ID card and how is it different from the NIN?
But I don't know. We'll wait for them again. And I'm sure to register for that one is another bottleneck entirely. Entirely.
God of mercy. And the problem we're having with these five I mentioned, right? At least out of these five, the NIN is should be the most popular, right? Because
Yes.
as every child is being given birth to,
You already have an you have a number already.
an NIN should be assigned to you from the hospital,
Straight up. Straight
straight
up.
from the hospital. You should, a national identification number should be assigned to you. What is going on? How do we solve these problems?
Bro, it's the culture of incompetency and corruption. This is what it does. Because all these things you are doing right now is a duplication of efforts, and you're going to need contract. You're going to put out the contract, right? Yes, and when you put out the contract, things happen.
Osags, I want to ask, those banks, do they still use this smile, those guys, or they have their
They
own
they have their own, not in house, but they have third party companies they work with.
third party? Okay,
These
okay,
these
okay.
other new guys that work with the fintech guys are just like
Okay, I just
they
like
they
the
are
technology,
fintech first.
the okay,
Yes, so
okay,
they don't
okay.
upload photographs. Everything is done like they have like tools that they use in uploading, like if you're doing like facial recognition, etc, etc.
Yeah, yeah. Okay. There's one we're
Yeah.
using that there's one we use for this mobile for this banking app that we build and managing now. I've
Hmm.
forgotten the name of the KYC provider. But when you put in your address, it uses map, a Google map or something to go straight to, you have to select the gate of your house or something like that. Do you get? It gives you the
Hmm.
image of your compound. Do you understand?
Yeah, it's probably using Google Street
Yeah,
View.
yeah. I think they are using Google Street View. It's true. That's true. That's true. That's true.
I mean, some of those things too.
I think.
Some of those guys do some very nasty stuff. Oh, like I know of a fintech
Oh,
company that when you were borrowing money from, they were
yeah.
actually capturing, like illegally accessing your camera and capturing your area, and also capturing your your geographical location
Ooh,
when you were
okay.
borrowing the money. And this is, this has to do like privacy laws and all that.
Yeah.
And most times,
Mm,
because
okay.
Android is very very porous when it comes to like security and privacy. Most of those companies back then, they will tell you they were Android only, those apps,
Yeah.
Okay. 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 Okay.
because it was capturing
Uh,
everything. So when you start owing money,
this.
they already know the geographic location you are. He
Okay.
was borrowing
Okay.
the
Okay.
money from Bagada. So he's in Bagada area,
No.
this
No. I think
street.
this. This
Then
one.
they go to that street, then they
Yeah.
start asking, I beg, I know Steve there around. Oh, Steve, now number 7 in there now. Then he said, you just
I
say,
hope
Steve,
they.
how far
I
now?
hope when they
I'm
come, they
telling you
meet
where he was going.
mommy
Oh, someone
Aisha.
who was working there was telling me, giving me the OGs. They will now knock on your door.
uh,
Steve, how far now? Hi there.
wow.
Hey, who are you looking for? Now we are from this place. How far that money now? You never still pay. Oh. And things were
In
going on then was
2018.
crazy. Oh. They were even beating some of
Yeah.
the recovery guys. Yeah, they beating them. I'm telling you.
Ah,
Ah.
Reminds
Niger.
me. Did you
Uh.
guys read that tech about article
Yes.
of
Now.
the guy who set up, like, raise money to launch a debt recovery company, and then
Japad.
started owing money as well?
Oh.
Let me read it for you. Exclusive. Techstars backed Black Copper set out to disrupt lending. Now it owes investors 1 billion naira.
Hmm.
Like you, where you came to
I,
disrupt
I,
the
I think we
lending.
have an idea.
They did
I
not
have an
disrupt.
idea
They not
now.
disrupted you.
I have an idea that we should set up a company, right?
Yeah.
To start going after founders who are owing their investors.
Uh, our founders owing salaries too. Please let's have that one.
Oh my god.
Oh God.
Lending is actually a very hard business in Nigeria, and I
It's
do
very.
not like. There's a reason why. So like I always say all the time, right? Traditional banks and like financial institutions, they are slow but not stupid, and there's a
Yeah.
reason why they are slow. So when you come with this your new shiny product that hasn't been tested on you've been playing in the G League, but now you make it to the NBA with all the bright lights, and then you look left, you see ants, and you look right, you see cats, right? Anthony Edwards, and you then see, you know, you start to fear. Or you're in the league championship and you've won, or you came second and you're bossing, but somehow you then get into the FA Cup, and then you have to play Man City, or you go into a league and somehow you have maybe it's friendly, you have to play Man City, Man U, Liverpool, and Arsenal, and then they wipe you 12-0. You start to understand why you are in the position you are in. You don't
Yeah.
bring your shiny new product into the market and say, "Oh, I want to just disrupt and I want to run things." There's a reason why the traditional banks have been slow. There's a
Yeah.
reason why lending is the way it is, right? And I think the most popular, um, I won't say most popular or most successful, but one of the most successful financial institutions that are in charge of lending is Credit Direct, right? And when I
Mm.
read up on Credit Direct, they're a subsidiary of FCMB,
They don't
a
do.
Oh, yeah,
bank.
yeah,
They
yeah,
don't do.
yeah, yeah.
So lending, I worked for financial institutions too that found lending quite difficult. It's not, bro. Let me tell you, people, you have not seen when people need your money. They will create an account, they will borrow money from you, they will shut the account down, they will create a new account again, they will borrow money from you. Where do they find these BVNs? Only God knows. And these were not even B2C, oh, this was B2B. We're talking about merchants here. People who borrow money and refuse to pay. Go and find them now. Somebody who borrow money from one state, go and look for the person. So it's really, lending is a big thing. Digital lending is even crazier.
Yeah.
Anyways, I wish everybody the very best in
I
their
wish also
endeavors.
I also I don't know how Nigerians can get to a point where it has to do with even access to money and even like the economy being better. Because we have a very, very bad attitude to debt in this country, even from both parties, even as human beings borrowing money, we feel awful about it. It's probably just, and even the attitude when we have after borrowing money that people want to game the system and the credit company themselves, they're coming up with all sorts of diabolical means to get back their money. Like we saw
I mean,
that.
I saw so for B2C lending, right, it's even worse. Like people can't afford to pay, which is
Yeah.
terrible, right? So we saw the video of the lady hounding the mother of a defaulter,
Yeah,
and cursing her out, swearing for her, and all of that.
yeah. Nasty
And I'm
stuff.
like, why? Where are the regulators here? Where are the regulators here? Because this is harassment.
It is.
Also,
Where
why
are
are
the
you so particular?
regulators?
I'm wondering why you are so particular about
Regulators.
how the people want to get their money back, and you don't have any energy for the person who's defaulting on loans.
Guys, there is a law in place.
Okay.
Follow the law.
Oh,
If
okay.
somebody has defaulted on a loan, what are the laws set in place for loan recovery?
Mm-hmm.
Follow the law. Do not pick up your phone and then mentally harass, and defame, and what else are we looking at? People. It is against the law. If you borrowed money from if you lent money or loan money to a customer, and the customer is defaulting, how do you recover your funds? That's what you should be focused on. It
Yeah.
is not the customer's fault that the database is so fractured and fragmented that you cannot locate the customer, or you cannot tie the customer's BVN to their credit history or whatever. It is not the
Yeah.
customer's fault. You offered the product. Then, in the terms and conditions, when the customer was signing up to your platform, it is not stated that if the customer defaults on the loan repayment, you have the right to then harass the customer.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, we have the right to harass you. We also have the right to put out an obituary of you. Number three, we have the right to call your family and friends to do what? To harass them as well. It's not there. These loan apps, that's why they use, Android a lot. Once you sign up and you want to, I'm telling you, because Android, so when I say all this Android iPhone and people just say I'm being elite, it's not about elite. I'm talking about security architecture of a phone, of a device that you're using. The Android is mediocre. The Android device is mediocre. The software is mediocre. I'm not talking about the hardware.
Yeah.
You can build an app in 5 minutes and put it on the Google Play Store, and nobody's going to give it hoot. Try it on the
Yeah.
iStore. It's not possible now.
I thought it's too stressful. Oh
No,
man, it stressed us.
it's
It
not
stressed us.
stressful. It's
It's
not
not
stressful.
stressful. It's not stressful. Let me not put it that way. But it's more. It requires a lot more process. A lot
Yes,
more
because they
process.
are
Yeah.
scanning and going through every
I'm
single
going through
thing.
every
That's the
layer.
way it should
Yeah.
work.
Yeah.
That's why you have all these apps that
It's stressful too, Sha.
once you want to take a loan, what does it do? It tells you it has to access your media and it has to access your contacts.
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 Yeah.
If it's not accessing your media or contacts, it won't
You
give you the
can't.
loan.
It won't give
So
you the
people
loan.
are
Yeah.
desperate. What do? They let you access your
They
media.
let it
They
out. Yeah.
download your whole media into
Yep.
their system. Now they have everything on their phone.
So
I'm
this
telling
is
you,
why.
some of these apps, they are sharing people's nude photos. If you
Yes.
don't know,
Yep.
threatening them. I have a friend who they sent me a message. A friend of mine. Do you know
Yeah.
this person? Blah 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 blah. I cursed the person out. I cursed the and
Yeah.
they're not even doing it. They don't even do it from
It's unfair
like
party
they don't even do it from their official handle or anything. No,
or
one
number. It's
random
just
number.
random. Yeah.
And we know which. Don't let me go in. Make a note
It's
to
unfair
talk. You know
party.
this
It's unfair
podcast.
parties.
We're trying to
Yeah. We are
be.
PC. Yeah.
We are
We don't
trying to be
define trouble
PC.
again. Yeah.
Make a no vex. So
No verse. No verse. Calm down now. No verse. No verse. Sorry. I'll buy you biscuits. No verse.
I don't chop already. I
You
don't
don't
chop.
chop.
Chop jollof rice and chicken. Shout out to my wife.
Wow. Wow. Well done, well done, well done.
All right, what's next?
Anyways,
Did you give her the permission to cook that jollof rice though?
did I give her the permission to cook it?
Nice segue.
Yes.
I don't even understand which part. Oh,
Mm.
make we not talk. Make we leave on to next week. I
Segue,
don't get the energy.
segue.
Okay, okay. Let's leave it in next week. Let's leave it in next week.
I don't have that energy. I don't have that. I will end up shouting on this podcast. I will end up shouting on this podcast. I don't have the energy for some for some convert my brother. And if you see the people giving the advice for these things,
My brother.
people would never enter
God.
trenches. That's the problem. You have no idea what's going on. You know,
And you are
it's like you're a pundit that has never played football before,
I
but you
swear.
won't come to talk and say you should be running faster. No,
Not
you
even
don't.
that has not even played football, has not lived the game in any way, either through
Thank you.
coverage,
Thank
played
you.
it, been like you don't understand. You're just
They call them armchair analysts.
journalist, exactly.
That's what
You
they
know.
are. Armchair analysts.
Yep.
Anyways, let's get into something lighter. What do you think?
Yes, I would love to talk about Dagaram killed them on a love record.
Oh, we're gonna get there. We're gonna
okay.
get there.
We're getting there.
Oh,
All right,
we'll get there. But before we get there, I want to start off with something at least.
Something
Oh,
light. Something light for the
something
room.
light.
Yeah, for the
Something
room.
light. I wanna get there.
This week you
Something.
didn't do something this week. You didn't give us scenarios and you didn't paint pictures of where people are listening from or the kind of people who are listening. It was only Manchester United fans that you focused on. I want to know: is it just for this week, or is something you plan to continue?
If we keep
Do you
going,
do you want this podcast to be a Manchester United podcast? Just let me know. Let me know the future so that I can know how to adapt. So, yeah,
What are you talking about?
okay. Sorry. I'm saying
What are
this
you
week
talking about?
you didn't give us a proper intro and a shout out to people who are listening, where they are listening from,
Oh,
what they are, why
the
they are
shout out goes
listening.
to the Man U fans. That's it.
No,
Man U
wow,
fans goes to the Man U fans.
no problem.
That's it.
Okay.
I hope every Man U fan is doing well. I hope they have a fantastic week. But I want to start with the music section with this.
Goodbye, to my
roll it back.
goodbye, to my ex. Yes. Hello, to my next. Yeah. I do not accept your apology. Just let me be, just let me free. Give me a little space, step back, let me breathe. Gave you the cold shoulder, I really hope you free. Until you burn, almost had me in Burberry. Turn you to a brother, ain't tryna get married. Wanna trap me, cause the money unheard. Bring you to a god that I'm not soon buried. This shit piss me off. You're too suspicious, too ridiculous, love ambiguous. Now we broken up, and I can fix you up. Way past giving up. Your face twisted up. The God I can't pick up said I broke your heart. Said I damaged you, tryna make me the bad guy. It's my one touch. Goodbye. Say one more. Too much. Say one more.
That's my jam. I can't wait for that jam to drop. That was Goodbye to My Ex. I guess that's the name of the song by Ira Star. She's about to drop her album anytime from now. I guess there's a D date for the album. I can't remember what it is. But
Sure.
yes, Ira Star, her sophomore album, The Year I Turned 21, is gonna drop anytime from now. I am so
Sabi
excited.
Girl Group.
Yeah, I'm
Let's
so
go,
excited for the
baby.
album. Yeah,
Let's go.
shout out to Ira Star. She already did the album launch. A couple of people are listening to it. I saw the tweets and the comments on social
I
media.
didn't see you there now. I didn't see you at the
Don't worry, I don't clear
album
the
day.
person. The person who also invite, I don't clear him. Don't worry. So the person
Okay.
will align with the
The person
agenda.
will try me again.
Yeah.
All right.
She's dropping the album May 31.
May 31, the year I
Yeah.
turned 21.
Yeah.
I love young people dropping albums, guys or girls. Like I really, it's
These are third projects and a second album.
yes, I believe. Well, no, her fourth project, if you're looking at it technically, right? Because
Oh.
19 and Dangerous has a deluxe edition.
Oh, okay, that's true. Did not say that's true. That's true. Okay.
Also a Maven
Yeah.
album. So yeah.
Yeah. Shout out to Star. I'm looking forward to that project. Can we quickly segue? Okay, since we're on the Nigerian front, let's just come out straight up. Let me just do this, man. Shout out to the one and only ID Kabasa, Coded Tunes. That's my big bro. That's my OG. That's a living legend. That's an anything you want to look at. You want to discuss Afrobeat. You want to discuss the history of Nigerian music. ID Kabasa is somebody you have to mention. We've had him on the podcast, the first iteration of the podcast, anyways. And yeah, beyond him being a fantastic producer and musician, he's also he also has like a good soul, right? You always see him advising people. You always see him inspiring people, right? This man is responsible for music productions for Nice to Olamide to many other people, right? Shout out to ID Kabasa. Gave Banky that capable remix. So many hits, right? But ID Kabasa, right now, Egbon, you're 0 for 2, bro. You're 0 for 2 on this remix, on this reimagined records. You're 0 for 2. You dropped 2 records so far. And nah, personally, this is my humble opinion, right? The first one was Photocopy Remix that had Vector on it. I didn't feel it. I didn't
It's
think
not
it did
remixed,
justice.
reimagined.
Sorry, reimagined. I don't think it did justice to the original one. I don't expect it to be better. I think it should like take it on its own life on its own. And then I listened to it critically, and it wasn't it. And then this Olufumi one is worse than the first one. Beyond, and everybody's just concentrating on like Odumodu's verse. I don't think that's what you should even concentrate on. I think like the fabric and the structure of the
The
record
direction of the
itself.
song, yeah, the direction of the record is
Yeah,
the best
yeah.
one.
I think Odumodu is just like the cherry on the top in terms of like breaking the
Do you, know, do,
song
you know,
down. Or,
do you know some people put out a newsletter condemning Odumodu's verse? I don't want to mention their name, but you can guess who. You can imagine the cache area, the target audience.
Oh, what did they say is wrong? What is the problem with it in that from that
Say
like
that
angle?
Olufumi is a love song. Why is he saying dagger, something, something? You know the people I'm talking about. I don't want to mention their name.
I have no
Yeah,
idea.
So,
I have no,
don't
I
worry.
have no idea.
I have no idea actually.
Let me put it in the. I don't want to give anybody free publicity, but
Okay, that's fine. That's fine.
yes.
Yeah. So while you're raising that up, let me play the classic record
But
called Olufumi
okay,
off the Style Plus classic album Expressions. Although the song was originally released on their EP project, and then when Style Plus dropped the debut album Expressions, the song made it. Let's listen to Olufumi by Style Plus.
Style Plus. When I said to you that I never wanna love another woman, girl, it was true. So true, I meant to marry you. And when I did, I wouldn't want to take care of you. For you, now you say you wanna leave me, girl. When around you, I have built my world. Whatever you heard about me, baby, it's definitely crazy. Please give me one chance to show. For me, oh, my body, let me go. For me, my baby, I should feel me, say that I like.
Now, Olufumi as a record is very dear to Nigerians. It's almost like a national anthem for Nigerian millennials, if I even say Gen Xers, right? So everything from Gen X to millennials to Gen Z. Olufumi, the song, right, is like a national treasure. Then, of course, people love Style Plus, blah, blah, blah. I would even say that the song Olufumi is bigger than Style Plus. You know those records where the songs are just bigger than the artist? Guys,
yeah, I hear you. Yeah, I know.
where are we? Where are we? Steve,
Steve in his
Steve has
I
background.
slept.
was I muted it because I didn't want to be singing and the sound will
You
become
can
like
sing. Don't worry. You have a fantastic
okay, okay,
voice.
okay.
Yeah. Don't mute yourself. I need
Hey,
you
no, they
guys
lie.
active
I
in
don't
this.
like.
Yeah. Let's go.
I just
I
said
don't
this
like.
is where we draw the
This is the line. I'm allowing you to
This is
go
what we
scot
draw.
free, but
This
this
is
is where I can't hold it anymore. Yeah, it's,
you're trying to say Steve can't hold a chord.
you can't hold nothing. Even like
He can't
USB
hold the
cords.
notes.
Even
The only
It's only
notes you
major
can hold-
major chords, by the way. Major.
which of the major
yeah, the
chord?
only I
I
don't
don't
think
know.
anybody can hold a chord. You can hold the notes, sorry.
Oh,
Because
Okay, okay,
several
okay.
notes make a chord. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
You see,
That's true.
Anna. You see, as you don't feel
I
already.
don't know her before. I don't feel them before. Yeah.
Anyways, the song is like a national treasure. People, it's something everybody really holds dear to their hearts, right? So for ID Kabasa to attempt, and it's a big, very big attempt, right? For him to attempt reimagining this record, putting Fireboy DL, BOJ, and Odumodu Black on the record,
You miss somebody out.
it takes a lot. It takes. You said
You miss Joe Boy.
and Joe Boy, on the record, it takes a lot of. It takes balls of steels to do something like that. So when I listened to the record, beyond what Star Plus had done before, just listen to the record. I wasn't feeling it that much. But I get what I did Kabasa is trying to do, and also I don't want people to discourage him because we just talked about this whole thing, starting something, and while some things might not work, and you should receive criticism or critiquing or from people, I don't think he should stop it. I think he should still continue, but he should carefully curate the records that he wants to work on. I think Olufumi is like a very high bar, but again, if you want to reimagine records, it has to be the most popular records, right?
Yeah. For me, I had no problem because when I saw the online reaction, I was like, is it that bad? And I listened. I was like, is this what people are now calling bad? I think I don't know. I'm not sure that ID Kabasa concerning this. I think one of the reasons why he's doing this is that for a particular generation that might not really know Star Plus or any of these other reimagined records, I think he's just trying to introduce them to that target audience. And also, I want to believe Star Plus actually have like a percentage in this song. So maybe it's like a way
Of
of
course.
honoring the guys who they missed out during that streaming era. So a way for them to gain something out of it. I don't think it's the worst record I've ever. I don't think it's the way people are shouting about it. Like, nah,
It's not.
Yeah, I don't
It's
think it's that
definitely
bad.
not.
Even
It's
the
not.
Osagie is saying it. I don't think it's that bad.
then also the Odumodu parts. You can't. Like I said,
It's on brand.
it's on brand.
Exactly.
Don't expect Odumodu
Exactly.
to now start saying, "I'll buy you flowers. I'll make love to you. Yeah, I'll hold your hair." No, that is what he
You
wants to say.
but here's the thing. I think what
I
people are
think it,
saying,
yeah.
sorry, is
It was
that
not fit for the record.
no, anybody is fit for any record. That whole thing of Biggie was on records with Michael Jackson.
Yes, sir.
It's what you actually say, right? It's understanding the record, and this is where the A&R comes into space to say, I need this kind of verse. I need this kind of things for you to say. So there's a way for an MC to come in there. Bro, there's an official remix of this record now, the
Yes,
Capo.
the capo, the official.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he had three verses there and he killed all three
But guess
verses.
what,
It will
Osagie?
kill them.
Osagie.
The Capo
I
is a
feel
gospel. Sorry, guys, let me finish. The Capo was a gospel artist. So I think if Odumodu is coming in, it's what angle are you coming from? And like, what are you saying? I don't have a problem with say dagger. Like, dagger is something he says, but like, what were you saying?
I
Did you
think
play the lover boy
it
role there?
fits. Yes, I think it fits. I don't know if you can pull up is the lyrics available on the internet or something. We can pull that up.
You're
But
the
guess
lead
what?
researcher.
Funny.
Please
But
pull it
guess
up,
what?
Steve.
Something funny happened earlier. So Osagie is very particular about when someone is speaking, you allow them to talk and give them. And he was speaking, and we kept quiet. And Osagie was like, "Is anyone there?"
Because I was asking you a question.
No. But guess
Because
what?
Okay,
I was trying to draw you in and you guys didn't give
But
it.
guess what?
okay.
Guess what? What if
Yeah,
Odumodu's part was engineered for this online reaction?
yes,
Here we are.
we have to stop saying that, Sha.
I'm just saying. I'm just let's look
Yeah,
at.
here we are. Yeah, here we are. So
Because if you want to look for reaction, why don't you look for positive ones? Why will we always do something that will bring negative
Well, last
reaction?
which positive artists you don't listen to last? All your R&B artists, Steve. All the guys that you like, from Chris Brown to The Weeknd, how are they positive in their music? What I
No, I'm not saying. I'm saying if you are always doing something to coming up with a strategy to get reactions, why don't you get a strategy to get positive reactions instead of negative reactions? If you're trying to say, oh, it's not deliberate, right? Osagi, what did you say about the lyrics?
I said pull it up now. Make we
Ah,
read them now.
okay.
While you're pulling it up, let's enjoy the record.
Only for dancer killer. ID Kabasa, music rocket launcher. Yeah, yeah. If you give me 1 minute, I go like give you just one reason why you should stay here with me. Come closer, don't do long distance. Why you be say every time I call your line, if you do not disturb, I'ma get some mommy job. Come me anytime where you want link up. Cause I'll be loving you till I'm 92. Only you, they my corner, they my circle too. And I got 2 bottles of 1942 and a table for two.
If I bust out my pin code, she got to decode. Big guy cannot be left on his own. She thinks I'm bad cause of my paro. The way I roll can be like it to shogo. Strike am, pierce am, dagger am. Use my black man bulala. Kaluba, spend am. All their keles, they worship my banana. Okay, Sabona, come on my rubber, secure my woman. This ain't no color, like your Gozuna. Decline passenger, come down to the door. Just toy with the boy. Boobs join for the talk, but the boss for the club. Like play with the pop. 10 bucks no be broke, she never run for my tongue.
Yeah.
Osagi, I want to ask a question.
Yeah,
So they sampled the original record, right? There's a sample
I
of the
think so
original record.
because that
That's
that
Zeus
ad
part.
lib now.
Yeah, that's Zeus part.
Baby.
And also,
Or maybe we did it again, or maybe one of these guys
okay,
did it
because
again.
it'd be cool if there's a sample and they redid it together and they added everything.
I think yes, there's some sort of interpolation from the old one. Me, see, I've always thought about it. I was telling my friend the other day, right? We discussed about music a lot, and I was telling him like Fireboy needs like a very strong comeback from in my own opinion.
Oh
And I
yes,
think like what Fireboy needs to do is go and take the Plantation Boys debut album, Body and Soul, and redo the whole thing. This is what Whitney Houston was doing now. Whitney
yeah.
Houston largely sang other people's records.
And like a lot of other people's
And
records, yeah.
soundtracks. You
Yeah,
know, she did like she
soundtrack.
had one mass
I'm
soundtrack run.
your baby tonight.
But
Yeah,
she was getting
Preacher's
number
Wife,
ones. She
Bodyguard,
was getting number ones on
and all of that.
soundtracks. Yeah.
Bodyguard. Yeah.
I feel like Fireboy should go and take Body and Soul. So records like Baby, Don't You Know That I Really Love You So,
Because
and
that is so your point, Osagi, sorry.
Put Me Off My
It's
Feet,
even
those
further.
records.
So your point, Osagi, is even I think the Plantation Boys records, right, are even more unfamiliar with the younger generation is even more unfamiliar with it more than
Yeah.
Olufumi. Olufumi has stood the test of time well enough. I think a lot of people still know it, even the Gen Zs. If we're talking about effective sampling and bringing back records, it should be that the 99 to like 2001 or 2000, 99 to 2000 or 2002,
Mhm.
right? That's the era I think we can play with at this point and say, okay, you know what? We're not really, you're not really, fighting against maybe a classic record and can never do better than them. But with those, like the Plantation album, even if you don't do better than them, you should be able to still have that nostalgia and still build on the melody that these guys have,
I agree with Steve.
brought up with and still make great records.
I think
Yeah.
anything from
I,
99 to 2004 should be remade by newer artists because that is a very hazy part of our music history
Yep.
when we call Afrobeat records. Because when you say, oh, Star Plus versus Plantation Boys, 80% or 90% of the people on the internet will say Star Plus. They don't know
I still
that.
saw Lufimi on
They,
Hip TV
yeah,
like 3 weeks ago.
they don't know that
I've never
Plantation
seen
Boys,
a
Plantation
Boys
and
Boys
video.
some
first
records
album.
are just some records are just like high bars. It's like saying someone should go and remake You Don't Make Me Fall in Love.
Yeah, and I also think that Star
Do you
Plus,
understand? It's going to be tough.
Star Plus,
I also think
Star Plus
I
were
also
playing.
think the problem is yeah. I also think the problem is like the same title and reimagined concept, right? Sampling is different from this thing that he's doing. Like
Yeah, so
sampling is
he's not
making the
sampling.
complete.
He's actually
He's not sampling.
reimagining the
He's
records. Yeah,
reimagining the records.
yeah.
That's what I'm saying. I think sampling would have been better. right?
No, I
This
mean everybody has their own
Everybody has their point.
their
yeah,
own viewpoints, and
it's
I
true,
like
it's
his
true.
viewpoint as well, which is I will still give you the basis, which is the chorus and the instrumental.
But
Then you guys can
reimagining,
then
yeah.
exactly his reimagining. So I don't want. I know I said it's for 0 for 2 and all that, but I don't want Kabasa to stop because I know he still has some he's done, and this shouldn't
He's
discourage him
dropping.
because it can only get
I think
better.
he's dropping a project around it. So
Yeah,
yeah.
so I like it. I like it. Me, you know me now. I'm from that
And the
era,
creativity.
so
Let somebody try something outside the box. You know.
yeah, yeah. It's not as I know I was
Because
fucking
when I
around
heard
with
it
this
on
new
Twitter,
thing,
people
but
were saying like, I'm like, come on now, it can't be that bad.
is also see. Let me tell you something. If someone took a record I really loved and didn't do it like I felt it didn't do it well, I'll be mad at it now.
Yeah, and they
Olufumi is not a
and
people didn't get mad at the photocopy record now.
and the
The
focus.
photocopy record is not great as well. It's like it's playing in this level, but
No,
people didn't get mad
of
at
course,
it.
photocopy is was a dope song, but it's not
It's
regarded as
I think it's the Odumodu thing too.
the Odumodu Black
He's
thing.
easy to hit on. He's easy to hit on Twitter.
Yeah, did you see
Yeah.
my? Did you see the message I dropped?
Yes, I
Yeah,
saw it.
yeah, so,
Yeah, I saw
Yeah,
it
yeah, yeah.
now. Yeah, it's easy to hit on Twitter, but when the song comes up in the wedding, everybody turns up to it.
bro. They still play
So
card.
I
Veg,
think only
They still play
by
only
card.
saying
Osagie got what I said. Yeah.
I only end up by saying shout out
Kabasa.
to ID Kabasa. Please keep doing your thing, Egbon. Keep making the music. Keep reimagining. Let's enjoy it. And all of that. Um, what did I want to talk about again regarding? Oh, my beef list.
Oh yeah, let's do that one.
Yeah,
Let's do that
briefly.
one.
Should we do it now?
Yeah.
I already mentioned a couple of things,
Or
so
should we
I
leave
don't
it
even.
for next week? We've already done
No,
more
no,
than
no,
two
no, no,
hours.
no. I don't care. I'm doing my beef
This is
list
what we're
now.
gonna do it now.
And then we still have to read fan mail. I'm doing my
Okay.
beef list now. You people left my beef list for how long?
Now wow.
Okay. All right, where do I start? So Ayo already if I've mentioned the ones you've mentioned, Ayo, please just let me know.
All right.
Yes. I need to mention how many? 10 or 15. Okay, okay, okay. We're here with my list. My list, my list, my list. My list is done in no particular order. Ayo has also mentioned a couple. People were even like hitting me up saying, why are we stressing Ayo for his list? Because we're thorough here. We have a lead researcher who is thorough here.
Sorrow, thoroughbred. Sorrow.
We do things by the book here. So if you're not, in line, we'll definitely have to call it out. All right, number one on my list. You guys will not guess. You guys, I mean, you can guess, but you won't even get it.
Tell us
The
now.
first, the first one is between two Nigerian, obviously, artists. I can't remember the backstory of this record, to be honest, and I'm so sorry. I apologize in advance. I didn't go and do some research to find out why they were actually beefing. Maybe when I mention or play the record, you guys will actually remember.
Playing from Osagie's iPad.
Gravity Abiola oh. And I give my like anybody they make on the mouth. Hey, some speed, give me the beat. Oh no, get madule. Hey, everybody know I want finish the wire. I want pieces the bagger. I want scatter the hook. Wait till everybody say me they carry the upper. I want finish the wire. I want pieces the bagger. I want enter the scope. Wait till everybody say me they carry the upper. I want the thing where they bless me. Say now and it's children they know they get respect.
It's true. What
Shout
caused their
out
beef?
shout out to Nico Gravity. I don't know if Steve is helping us out here, but let me see if I can remember what actually caused the beef between Nico Gravity, which is a very dope name actually. Nico
Actually had
Gravity.
that and Intruder the Spectacular.
Shout out to Intruder. Shout out to Intruder. 'Cause I'm giving a shout out to Intruder. Let me just give a shout out to Handcuffs as well. It's my
Hey.
man, aka Victor Negedi. Gotta give him a shout out. So the name of this record is I Want Scatter Timaya.
So direct. You don't even hide them.
Yeah, very, very direct. Okay, I'm opening up a Naira Land record. Naira Land post where Nico Gravity addressed the situation back in 2010. I came back from Abuja and needed to reestablish my relevance to let people know that I am back was just a part. I don't know. The major thing is that I listen to Maya's music, and I want to say that it's very interesting. I saw a lot of loopholes in his lyrical reasoning. He made 10 songs, nine and a half are about himself. and the things he had acquired and the money he has made. I remember that when we were learning how to play music, the first thing you try to make is sense. As people would ask you, what is the meaning of this song? I discovered that music was becoming more meaningless. Yes, self praise is an internationally acknowledged and accepted pattern of writing songs, but an artist's lyrical range doesn't have to be narrowed down completely to self praise. And I discovered that Timaya was mostly singing about himself. I also saw that Timaya was making his songs as if he was quarreling with somebody and has problems with artists who are based in Lagos. Timaya's music reflected a certain kind of disrespect, or let me say anger, for artists in Lagos. The ultimate reason I attacked Timaya was because of that line where he said, I broke into their Lagos market. So this is definitely off the sophomore album, Grace and
Yeah.
Glory.
I break into the
Not
Lagos market.
Yeah, not the word there. If it had been, I broke into the Lagos market, I'm very sure I wouldn't have had a problem with that. But the word there sounded so direct and so personal, as if he had been beefing Lagos artists for a long time. I know artists from Port Harcourt who came to Lagos and made a lot of waves. Daniel Wilson did it, but I don't know. It was interesting. Blah 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 blah. All right. I'm just here to say, Mr. Nico Gravity, I
Out of
don't think that is
curiosity.
a reason.
Bro,
That is a
let me
valid.
summarize, let me
I don't
summarize
think
it for
that's
you.
a valid enough reason for you to then
I hate the way
go
you
on a
sing. I hate the way you talk. I hate the way.
I hate the way you smile.
you just say, well, "Oh, I hate the way you talk. I hate the way you rap."
This is where Kenny got it.
Oh God,
This is where Kenny read that interview and said, this must be a nice line of
this is
approach.
a good reason.
Do you,
Because
Steve, do you
this
know the
is not a
problem?
valid reason to diss
Steve, do you know
somebody
the
on the record.
problem? Timaya was popping too much. That was the problem.
Yeah, that's just he just needed
And then you
attention.
name the record "I Want Scatter
I
Timaya,"
was
and then
scatter.
the
I want
first
finish Timaya actually.
No, it's actually the name of the record is actually "I Want Scatter Timaya." It's just
Ah, I
that
thought it was
the
finished.
most
Okay,
popular line is "I
it was
won't finish
finished. Finish
Timaya."
Timaya. Okay,
this is this is just crazy.
it's crazy.
It's not a
This is
valid
crazy.
reason.
It's crazy.
He said he broke up into their Lagos market. I wasn't even mad at him saying it was the Lagos market. Is the reason he used that word there. Is that a pronoun? What's there? Is there a
Yeah.
pronoun? The use of that pronoun
you
is
don't
what
turn,
pissed me
you
off.
don't turn, you don't turn English teacher. So no,
Oh,
now I've
well,
said
this
it
thing is
this way.
so funny.
No, that one is hilarious. Okay, so I have that. Was a good way to start off, right? A good way to
Yeah,
start off. I'm going to take it to my next record, and this is no. You guys are going to love this record. This was the height of the Rugged Man and Nice beef. If you guys can remember, around 2008, 2009, specifically 2009, Rugged Man and Nice went into they had beef, right? The reasons for them having beef, I will not discuss on this
yeah,
podcast.
yeah, yeah,
You
yeah.
guys can go and do your own
Do your
research,
research.
and all that. However, at the height of the beef, Nice recruited one of his Alakpo Meji Records artists, aka Soldiers, none other than the one and only Seriki Omowo, who delivered one of the most scathing rap records directed towards the legend Rugged Man. It's just one verse. Nice does the hook. This is
Yeah.
around the time Nice was already losing his voice, so his voice was going coarse. The
Yeah.
thing is not mixed. It's
It's not mixed.
crazy.
Bad
But
patch
see,
of voice.
Seriki's 16 bars is one of the most potent 16 bars I've seen directed towards anybody. Listen to Nice featuring Seriki. Talk, I am listening.
Talk, I'm listening.
Seriki Omowo. Calm down. September 20. Okay. I am listening. I am reading it. You will find them. Bawelenu kopenu eso. Adigu. Monshine lo. Seriki Rugged ó lè sọ pé kò nice. Àwọn èèyàn kan lòun náà bú tó fi rise. See, I'm a gentleman. I'm a gangster. I know be rugged man where the strapping dancer.
àrò pé wọ́n lòpó tó máa mú lérò rọ́gẹ́dí àpà òpó tó fẹ́ mú léwò alápò méjì orí àpáta làwa dúró lé aṣùkùtì lọ́la aswani wọ́n lè hẹ́ẹ̀bà wọ́n máa ṣàǹfààní ojúlárí kò sẹ́ni tó mọ́nú ìwọ gan ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ torí ọkà ọmú kí ló dé tó bá ìdígà tó fìdí ẹ the same person tó bless beat yẹ ẹni tó jẹ́ pé òun ló tún kọ́kọ́ rọ́ọ̀sì hit yẹ tí n bá sọ pé Steven kẹsọ wípé kẹ́ṣì tí n bá sọ pé rugged kẹsọ wípé kóṣì Steven kẹ́ṣì rugged kóṣì.
Miller, oh shit, tip some ice back, you know. Hey, Miller, talk, I am listening. Talk, I am reading it. You are falenu, bawelenu, kopenu, eso, adigu, monsha Miller.
Osagie, do you know the ironic thing
Ah.
about this song?
Yeah.
Was that it just occurred to me that Rugged Man's one of his biggest hits came from the camp of these people. And
Yes.
now they're not fighting.
Yes.
It must have been awkward for Eddie Kabasa during this period.
Very, very awkward because Adi Kavasa is the pacifier.
Yeah, and he's also the glue among all of them.
Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, man, that Seriki verse is crazy. I remember this thing dropping back then. And fam, the whole place scattered. Yeah, I can remember. And this is the internet era. This is
This
full
was the
internet
blogging
era.
This was like the blogging era, the bloggers
Yes,
era.
this was the blog era. This was not just okay. NigerianHipHop.net, Jagoda.com, I don't know, 360 knobs.
360 knobs and them and cool.
What's the name of this other? Nah, it was that era. It was that era.
I'm open to
So, yeah.
I'm open to do a ranking of the best blogs in those blog era at that time. Their impacts, quality, stuff.
Steve,
like
I'm doing it. That's my next Nigeria way. I'm doing it. Let's go. I'm doing
Okay.
it now.
Alright,
Because
let's
I've
do
noticed
it.
that Nigerians love lists. So
Yeah.
please, I'm doing it.
Thanks for any.
That's
You're welcome.
dope.
You're
Yeah.
welcome.
That's dope. Okay, and we move on to my next. So I took all the juicy beef songs. I'm looking at the list now. He took all the juicy beef songs, so you left me with, but because I've curated this list very well, my own is very interesting as well,
All right. Shoot.
So I think in around 2011 or 2012, yes, around that period, not just okay, we just spoke about them. They put out a list of the most gifted MCs at the time, right? And a couple of people made
lists.
Yes, a couple of people made that list, and some people took it personal. Some other people took it personal. It was very interesting time, right? One of the people who looked at the list and said, "No, this list is not correct. You have a bunch of softies on this list who aren't great MCs." That person is Ruckus. Ruckus was signed to the Tribe. Was signed to Tribe Records, LD's Tribe Records at the time.
2.0.
The 2.0, by the way. Ruckus is an MC's MC. Like, that's a sniper. He is not to be joked around with. He's an MC's MC. Anybody who knows Ruckus. And he put it, he dropped a record called The List. And I remember, which beat did he use? Oh, he used the Stay Scheming beat.
Mhm.
The Ross Drake Stay Scheming beat, French Montana beat. And he took some of your most popular hip hop artists to the cleaners. Some couldn't even respond. They had to go on Twitter and go on a whole rant.
I don't know why.
Some others had to go and recruit other MCs to because they didn't have the street credibility. Their street credibility wasn't tough enough, so they had to go and recruit stronger MCs, Ibile MCs to respond to Ruckus. Anyways, this is Ruckus, The List.
Oh boy, maybe there's a yam. They no one put me on list. Ruckus, yam. I feel reminiscent, so this is not a diss. list. I'ma move from number 10 to number 9 on this list. NATO wouldn't be gifted if all of the clouds shifted and 1,000 presents dropped from the sky on the eve of Christmas. Landed under his tree while he ate at the dinner table. When you rank when Young Six is the best rapper on your label. It's time for honesty. Honestly, all these MCs are comedy. I am sick, I am vomiting. I don't spit, I am bombing them. I like Vector, but he know he not the dopest. But he say that he the dopest, so he bout to get my focus. You sound like Jay-Z. You stole his bravado. He collab with Movado. You collab with Movado. He dated an R&B chick. You dated one too, but a little less booty and a lot less boobs. No shots unless they back shots announcing that I'm coming. Every lyric like I'm gunning. I'm watching these niggas running. Ice Prince, yeah, you that function guy, eh? Why the hell are your punches dry, eh? I am transforming while you are underperforming. You don't believe in no bars. I swear this nigga is Mormon. Swear I've been sitting dormant. Informants asking my whereabouts. Where is Rockets, nigga? Hurry up, you about to air us out. Nah, SDC, I like their flow. I like Ghost, I like Tech, and I like Poe. Sinzu is Sinzu, beef I already been through. Still got a grenade, I'm still holding the pin too. Who Illuminati accumulate all the bodies of any MC that cross me because I think it's ungodly. Amen, I hate them all, I ate them all. LD created them all, but I'm a monster about to make the greatest fall. So Mr. Chairman, take a seat. Watch a hungry nigga eat, swallow the beat like it was meat, and then spit the bones on your feet. I took the throne from the weak peasants. Watch your tone when you speak. Don't answer phones to the weak. Nigga, I am off the hook. So many claiming the greatest. I hate it when it's debated. Only know one legend. Just check the vid before we made it. The truth is that they all faded. I waited while they paraded. I stated when I invaded. I'm lyrically innovative. But all of you celebrated. All these has-beens that's grasping. Elevate above them. They are gasping. You ask them. Lies in their head like they just got perm. My flow's confirmed. Been nice since I squirmed as a sperm. Been sick ever since the Genesis. Since God made a germ. I spit the flame up on the mountain. Made the bush start to burn. And that's word to Moses. I spoke to God when I wrote this. I asked him how nice my flow is. He told me I was the dopest. He said that I was...
Yeah, that was ruckus. That was ruckus, and that was bloody. That was too bloody. And let me tell you something I know about Nigerian artists. When it gets bloody, that's when everybody now gets political. That's when the phones start ringing. That's when everybody's like, guy, why you go do am like that now? You know reach like that now. Why you can't be like, say you can't do it? That's what usually happens. Trust me, I've seen this happen a million times. But I'll shout out to Rockers. I think that was like 2011, 2012. It threatened some of your artists. Some went to cry on social media. Some couldn't respond. Others went to recruits. You know. Speaking about street guys,
Yeah.
Sinzu, aka Soskid, aka Sinzu is Sinzu,
Joe.
once did a record with Vector. And on that record, Vector seemingly took shots at a very popular MC, Reminisce.
Alaga.
Yes, I don't know if you guys remember that record. Anyways, on that record, Reminisce is the guy that says Otalenu. He says it all the time, like Otalenu. So Vector was something like Otalenu, I need tomato. Very nice pun on, we have enough tomato to cool down the pepper. And of course, Reminisce immediately
Picked up on
took,
it.
yeah, immediately saw it as a diss, and immediately he responded. I think it was less than 24 hours from when the Sinzo and Vector record came out. And he put out a record called Street Kitchen. It's not long, it's very short, straight to the point, and put it out. And took shots at Vector. This is Street Kitchen.
For all those boys in the show, the back of my phone been paid, ain't laughed up. I need tomato.
What behavior? Reminisce in the building. Excited. Master down. Or just zebra crossing. Or don't cross it.
Not just OK.com.
Reminisce Pile, your favorite rapper fearing it. New me, nobody go like near me. Good up any earth time, no shampoo. What if you temporarily need bamboo? PE what?
Shit, kí ló jẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀? Ṣebí wọn ló rap jù? Shit, ó máa pẹ́ bẹ́ẹ̀. Mo tó pẹ̀lú rapper tó bá talking. Never. Ìgboro ti dàrú lórí mi, my clever. Mo kàn fẹ́ kó yé yín ni. This ain't a contest. Security yapa lórí mi. People's Congress. Jungle mo ti jáde, motherfuckers, me a lion. Mi ò tún wá nice, mi ò kì í ṣe bàbá Zion. Fuck it. Tomato tó tó wọ́n níbi ṣe ketchup tó Chicago rapper tó yọ rapper lórí drone. Shit, lọ́rọ̀ gbàgbó. At the end of the day, kí lẹ fẹ́ ṣe gan? Nothing. I think it's case closed, motherfuckers. Coffee.
Omo.
Baba Hausa know the two talk like that. You know the lot drop out for you.
Nah. So see, bro, let me tell you, that stuff dropped and everywhere scatter. I can't forget. Like every Omo, you know, and because we're coming from an era where like we had gone like past like the Mode 9 era where Mode 9 dropped like Dead Blue and Talking to You, right? To Rugged Man dropped Banging. Like they had gone that back and forth. So before this era of like the Reminisce and Vector thing that happened, right? The only like popular beef that had happened was Kelly Handsome and MI, right?
Yeah.
And MI just made a mockery of the whole thing, right? Remember the record Beef? He took a different approach. Let me even say that. I won't say a mockery of the whole thing, but like MCs were waiting for him to go in on Kelly Hanson and go in on
It was a
Iceberg Slim.
light-hearted jab.
Yeah, Iceberg Slim had dropped Am I Better Than Am I?
Am I?
I don't know.
Am
You
I?
know, remember that record, right? Shout out to
Yeah.
Iceberg Slim. Also shout out to Rico Slim, his brother. And so they had dropped that record, and so everybody was waiting for MI to come and like destroy him. And then MI drops Beef. And you're just like, Kelechuko, clap for yourself. Well, so like MCs, I'm just like, damn. But see, in retrospect, right, MI did the smartest thing, which was what? Made it go mainstream. Mainstream to the point where people still reference, that record.
Yeah.
And he won the beef off that record. So it's also very smart of him to take that approach. But like MCs were just like, okay, which approach do you take? Are you going to kill these guys? But he took a different approach, which was like the mainstream approach. All right, so I have that. What else do I have? I have Vector's The Purge. No, Judas the Rat, actually, not even The Purge. Judas the Rat. The one
Okay.
I think MI had to respond to, or MI responded after that. There was that. I have AQ's Distraction 2 that shut down the whole beef. I got that as well. I don't want to play all those ones because they're like pretty long.
Yeah.
I have that as well. I have MI's King James, a response to Olamide sitting on the throne. He doesn't directly call out Olamide's name, but like the song is directed towards Olamide in every way.
This is when they were taking jabs. You could see the jabs. Yeah.
Yeah, this is when local rappers were taking it away from.
They have monopolized it already, safe.
Yes, no, this was like that 013, 013, 014. They were taking it away. So MI's King James was like the response to it, even though he now claims that no, I wasn't talking to Olamide. Don't say I was talking to Olamide.
Am I politician?
He's a true politician. Like he should run for Senate or for House of Reps. He's a true politician. Okay, I have that as well. I have Sinzu and Ghetto P Mode 0 when they took shots at Mode 9.
Yeah.
Remember the era?
That's when he just came back, right?
Well, this is when Mode 9 was like the king of hip hop, and Sauce Kid and Co came to the country. I remember T Bill was telling this story to me, and they were like, "Who's the best MC in the country?" And they were like Mode 9, and then they took a whole camera and they went found Mode 9's house.
I heard the story too. Yeah.
They knocked on the gate and I was like, "Hey, yo, we want to battle." And Mode 9 is just like, "Who the hell? Who let you into the estate?"
Yeah.
There was that as well. Of course, since one Ghetto P took it as an insult, I remember them dropping a record called Mode 0. There is Eva Alodia without her freestyle. Do you remember that Eva Alodia's freestyle?
Which one is that? I'm trying to struggle to remember it.
Ooh, she had one freestyle like that, Eva Alodia. Shout out to Eva Alodia. It was a freestyle record where she seemingly went in on all the rap chicks at the time, which was Sasha. Yeah, at the time. Do you remember that freestyle? The one she did outside her. Let me give it to you. I gotta give it to you.
A fucking hot sunny day. and I just thought that it would be nice to kick a couple of bars for you guys. So I would kick a couple of bars for you guys in a jiffy. I see a Range Rover coming over the surface. Hey, what's up? My name is Eva. Eva Lomolatile. Eva Lomotoshan. Eva Lomotopio. Eva Lomoto single to session. I'm saying rubbish. What the fuck? Alright, so straight up to the bars that I'm gonna kick for you guys. It's a Range Rover. Oh, Jesus. Moto. Okay. Real quick, yeah. I'd really hate to make it seem like I'm trying to impress you. Well, unless you beginning to think of me as the best, well, I guess that's true. I mean, I don't even think that I'm thinking about it. I just hope that it hits you. Looking at you while I bless you with the intelligence and wittiness of my nouns and the verbs too. I've been doing me, masturbating. I don't do what the rest do. They're asking while I'm still the best too. Myself and I. Even the M's can testify. M with the I after the period and the guy with the nine. They say I'm fucking up, right? That's the popular lie. I just been touching the sky, be high off my mind. Stop comparing me to bitches who imagine they buried me with wax 16s and mohawks looking like Jeremy's. Well, unfortunately, they still sound like they from the fucking 80s. We trying to get on that Oprah and Chelsea ladies, but they be on some slow-mo Marvin Gaye shit. I know they'd be glad if they could make me reveal my every move and know what I'm trying to do. They keep asking what I've been up to lately. Fucking bitches, I know they hate me. I see them come around to congratulate me and take what they can and impersonate me. They can't figure out my expressions because my face too cakey from all this makeup and shit. Please pay up, I'm sick and tired of these favors and shit. I'm busy, you bastards. I got my whole itinerary ready to get me in and fuck them the cutlery. They say I never listen, well fuck what they telling me. I got myself in the game and I play no referee. These other players don't know shit, they're doing it wrong. What you telling me? Huh? They hiding in the shadows of the shop black ones. I'm about longevity. Fuck. I'm trying to get stuck on your memory. Y'all better remember me. And stop with the fuckery. Quit trying to fuck with me. When you see me, don't ask for shit. I'm working on a masterpiece, trying to get me up on stages where the halls be filled to capacity and do this properly till your family and your friends clap for me. I'm broke as hell. Trying to get up on the food chain by everything, never worry about who's paying. Right? That'll be some mad trill. Buy everything.
I love that freestyle a lot because she took multiple shots at many people there. If you want to really break it down, I'm not looking for a while, and that video is like 10 years old. So let's just keep it moving. Yeah, love, love, love. But like, Eva to me is if I don't think. Let me put it like this: I don't think like female MCs
Yeah.
ever hit it really hard. You know, like the way it has been like in the US, right?
Mm-hmm.
However, if I was to pick like one person that put in a lot of hard work
Yeah.
and try to remain relevant over a long period of time, body of work and everything, Eva Lodia is number one for me.
She tried. It's
Yeah,
cool.
I'll agree.
She's number one. Like she's an one thing I like
Guys
about
are
her is
leaving
that you
out.
put on the
You're
record.
not including Wed MC, right?
I'm not gonna put it with MC. When MC drop one album, the Joy album, yeah, after the storm, and that's it.
Oh.
Like I keep it. Let's keep
I
it
think
a
she dropped.
hundred.
I think she
No,
dropped
no,
an
no.
Allen
Are
Avenue
you?
album.
What of the Len Avenue album?
She dropped an Allen Avenue album.
I don't know if it's an album. I know that song, but we don't
I
know
know
if it's
the
an
No,
song,
album.
but I don't
it
know
was
the
It's
on,
not
it was on, it was
so,
on an album. I think it was on
okay.
an album.
So it
Yeah.
was in when? It was in what 1994, right?
94, 96, before she traveled
Okay.
to the UK.
Okay. So she dropped one album in '94 that nobody has heard, right? And but we know the no. See, let's
are
keep
you?
it.
Are you? Do you want to release a diss record? It's like,
I
I'm
want to
just
keep
saying
it. I
that.
want to keep it a buck here, right?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
We attach too much sentiment and oh, this person's a legend, and blah blah blah, right? That's nice, and we should do that. But when we want to accord people with the positions they should be in, let's be critical. Let's do it well. When MC
Yeah.
is not the greatest Nigerian artist.
No, no,
As a
no.
matter of fact, regarding body of work, when MC is not even in your top five. Is she? Ayo.
No, I'm checking something. Hold on.
Yeah. Okay. She dropped
Yeah,
one
fair.
album, the Allen Avenue album that none of us have heard. It's not anywhere except the Allen Avenue record. But she dropped the album, what, let's say 94. And she came back in 2004 and dropped the Joya album. where she's barely rapping, but let's say she's rapping. That's fine. So that's all she has, right?
Yeah.
Let's go to Sasha. Everybody say, "Oh, First Lady," blah blah blah. Sasha, one album in 2007. That's it. One album, just one album.
Oh,
The First Lady album, right? Off
what?
Storm Records.
Yeah.
Then she dropped a couple of singles, maybe around that 2009, 2011, just here and there, right? Who else? Bookie. Now, this is the person I will even give respect to. Bookie has like 3 albums. She has the first album that had Mole Jolori Agolo, Mole Jolori
Yeah.
Agolo, Ni Jesu Gba Mi Laye, right? She has that album. Which album does she have again? She has the album that has Let Me Take You Away,
Mm-hmm.
right? What's the name of the album called? Redefinition or something?
Yeah, the one she shot in America. Can't remember the name.
Yes, right. She has that album. What album does she have again? I think she still has a couple of albums,
She
right?
had like two more because as at 2010 she won album at the end. I think best gospel album something at the NMVs. So it was
Okay,
like
thank you.
another,
The name of the album was Unstoppable,
yeah.
right? So she had the Unstoppable album. Boom. Okay, great for her. Like, yeah, good stuff. Shout out to Bookie. And Bookie is actually an MC. Okay, who else? Who else you guys got? Female MCs. Who else you got?
Osagie, we're not disputing this. We're not disputing
We're not
film. We're not
disputing this.
disputing this evaluation.
I say we should we agree with you now.
It's not
I
even
think
you
one thing
guys.
for
Some other
me.
people just always want to just say, "Oh, this person,"
No, 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 no.
They
I
just
think another thing for me about Eva is she has so many memorable moments for me, like records, like bars, like verses that I just once in a while just pops into my head and say, "Ah, oh, this guy did rather you," So that's just how
Done tell me shit.
you know.
Ray Jones. Yeah. Hold up, done tell me shit. Where were you when I started shit? When the pillow for the head was a pile of bricks and I had no dough for the bread, so I never ate. Huh? Hold up, don't tell me shit. I don't care about your bag of tricks. Goal one while you suck on this dick. Bitch. They say I gotta think about the restarts. Yet the truck boy passed the Kit Kat. But a bitch like me don't need that. My shit hot, believe that. Why you gotta be on my base every time? I'm stressed 9 to 5 while you passing the time. Do what you do, keep my ass on the line. I be over the moon cause my stars gotta shine. While you taking still shots at my deep cuts, I flip flops, get props on my heat pop pop. See them trying to get low when the beat starts and time goes tick tock on my G shock. Please don't try to waste my time with your shit. Don't try to tell me how to handle my beers. Got no patience for your long ass pitch, cause while you trying to land, I'll be over the seas, bitch. I don't care how you do your shit. I'm just saying.
I really love Eva Lodia, right?
Yeah.
So Eva, the 1960 album, she has that Gigo album, the Garbage in Garbage Out, the one that
She
had
has a new album out, Seth.
everything good.
I think it was last year she dropped it. Can't remember.
Yeah, no,
Or 2 years
2022
ago.
actually.
Yeah,
Yeah,
2 years ago.
everything good. She's got the Everything Good album. That's an MC, and she raps well.
Yeah.
I think my respect for her is when she collaborated with Straight Butter, right?
That's my
And
favorite Eva song. That's my favorite Eva song.
really, the Straight Butter record.
Bro, the voice on that, the tone she was hitting, bro, was mad.
Wow,
Ah,
wow.
that's
Even my
Yeah,
rapper
so
now.
Eva the
yeah,
rapper.
Narapa. I think that's my.
Super song remix.
Oh my god, Super Song
Oh,
remix was crazy.
What? The Swagger remix.
what's
What?
Swagger
Oh my
remix?
god.
Oh
See, I
man,
think
so
she's the
many
only one that
memorable.
raps with the guys and they
Yes,
don't
like
like outbar her.
yeah, yeah.
Like she raps with the guys and she raps well with the guys.
There's this girl I used to listen to that I used to like on Fauzi's album. Something Banks. What's her name?
Who's that? Which Files album?
She featured on one Fauzi. I can't remember the album. I think
It
it's
was
the
a
one
rapper.
after the. Yeah, she's a rapper.
Miss Banks.
Is it Miss Banks? I think it's Miss
Miss
Banks.
Banks is
Miss
UK.
Banks.
Oh.
She's UK. Okay. She's not a Nigerian. Oh, okay. That's true.
No, she's part Nigerian now. Part Nigerian, part
She's British
another
Nigerian.
She's British Nigerian.
another African country. Yeah,
Oh,
Miss
for real?
Banks.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Miss Banks.
Okay.
My favorite Miss Banks record is one with Kidakos.
Bro, that song is too nasty. The flow on that song.
It's a jam, it's a jam. Should I look for it? Should I look for it for you?
Just let them play. Just let them. Make them hear. In case they don't know.
Okay.
What the fuck? I heard it. I said, yes, this is bro here beats
Jigga,
now.
Another guilty beat.
jigga boys. Yeah. When she stepped in looking like a snack, man, damn ready to attack. You know what I want, so give me that. And you know, it was never luck. When I stepped in looking like a snack, the girl damn ready to attack. You know what I want, so give me that. Yeah, we know, it was never luck.
Stepped in looking like a snack. Big boy, can you handle that? Take it down, 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 ride you like a Cadillac. Steady heard on the best, yeah, baby, that's a fact. Out of two, tell me what you wanna do. Me and you, no one has to come true. Say your grace, eat it with some gratitude. Yeah, I'm full of attitude. Said I'm looking like a snack. Wish your pay position, wanna hit it from the back. Pretty long legs, and you know that ass fat. Pack you too big, had to put some in the back. It's in the back, and we never lack. Niggas wanna stick to the kid like tack. Flow like water, and you know I spit crack. And you like the way I back it up like that. Like that, nothing that you can't
That's
have.
that's
looking like a snack.
record. What the
Man, damn
fuck?
ready to attack.
That's a record.
Yeah.
That's a record. I played that song an unhealthy number of times back then. Well, I guess that's my list. I have some other names here, but I think we're done. Yeah, I have the Sinzu God one. Oh,
Yeah.
come forth. Remember that Sinzu drop exit strategy, God one drop. I've been waiting for you.
Niggas are
There
not
was
dropping
that.
screenshots of alleged crimes in America. Bro.
They both got arrested.
Wait, you guys
Yeah.
list, I don't know. I can't. Maybe I need to refresh my memory for Ayo's list. Ayo, your list, it had a hand, right? By Rugged Man.
Yes, yes.
Yes,
They
no.
had
He had a
Okay,
hand. He
okay.
had Big Bros.
Yeah. Okay.
Did you ever have
Me-
Big Bros? Oh, I was
Yes.
list had. He had Big Bros.
Yeah, yeah.
And then he
Ayo
had.
took everything. Ayo, you had this thing too now.
Wow.
Omodemeta.
Yes, sir.
Yes, no.
Yeah, I remember. Then
Waka
what's
Wiki
this one?
MCs.
Waka
He had
Wiki MCs.
everything.
Okay. You had everything.
Yeah.
You had everything Ayo now. Thief.
Yeah. When we were a geek. Now just back then, now without the word television, they count everything.
So that's why my own list. I had to now go for the scraps.
Yeah.
Very sad.
At least between our lists, everything was covered.
Yeah, I'm sure we missed one. I'm sure what's his name? His Combs will tell us we missed one or two.
Yeah, I trust now. Those are
Those are
the,
like the
the
nerds.
archaeologists. The
Yeah.
archaeologists.
Those ones they'll go inside and go.
Dig out.
Yeah,
I
he
think
will tell us.
the only one I can think of was that I don't know if it's a diss record, that Igwe, that Kelly Handsome that he.
Yay! See?
Yes,
See?
that's the
Thank
one.
you.
Yeah,
Thank you for reminding
You
us.
see?
that's the one I could
You see?
remember because I like Kelly Handsome. I feel Kelly Handsome is so talented, so I'm very very familiar with his game.
Bro.
You know,
Like play.
Kelly Handsome is a problem. Oh. That guy sings
Kelly
rap.
Handsome.
Hey, Kelly Handsome is a problem. Oh.
Produces.
The
See,
produce.
Kelly Handsome is who's the person that sings rap produces now that we all respect as like an all-time. Kelly Handsome is Nigeria's Ryan Leslie. Let me just
I
put it.
swear, it's just too.
He was
man.
he was the
It was a
next
problem.
face out of the Kenny's
Yes.
plant until
Yes.
everything went haywire.
Yeah,
he was getting there.
Yeah.
He got. I don't want to say he got blackballed, but I think
Of course,
that's what happened.
of course. And also some
But like-
personal issues with him. Didn't really,
Yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, Kelly Handsome is like Ryan Leslie. That's who he is.
Oh, God. Oh, this is a song that I think Abba should remake. Very much.
This song was just strong.
You need to see the way she do wine her body, yeah. Squaddy. Plenty, chicks plenty, yeah. Quality. Oh, you move up the body to the rhythm and the dance till you're on for it, yeah. The way she do wine, she dey have me percent.
Oh, no.
Nah, give it to Kelly Handsome, man.
And this was not a Third Milan Bridge hit, Victoria Island hit. It was national. They play am everywhere.
Kelly Handsome. You know, Kelly Handsome produced Blackface ahead of the game.
Yes, no.
Yes. Yes.
That song is a jam.
No, Kelly.
Quick one, right? I see everybody giving, including Ayo, everybody giving props to Two Face for his 20 years of
20 years, 30
Yeah,
20
yeah,
years.
yeah,
yeah, yeah.
One more.
20 years of
Face to face.
Face to Face, the debut album, solo debut album, and
Yeah.
everything. That's nice. I have not seen, and this is why you have to always have good PR in Nigeria, because Nigerians are very sentimental human beings. It's
Yeah.
unlike, and I think people don't have bandwidth for more than one thing to praise. And also people like to praise. One thing I've also noticed,
The
people will
popular
only
thing.
praise things that are popular, or things that, or associate with things that other people would like sort of like praise them for, or they will align with things that other people are aligned with. Do you get what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because for crying out loud, and I put this to you,
Why?
because you are the one representing,
I don't
even though you are
represent
not,
anybody.
no, I'll tell you why you're representing them, because you gave praise to what's his name, Two Faces, Face to Face. You are one of the people that tweeted it 10 years ago. You wrote a review. In fact, 10 years ago you wrote the first anniversary review of that album.
Yeah, that's true. I remember.
Yes, you wrote the first anniversary review of that album.
Which album is
Can
that?
you tell me, Two Faces, Face to Face?
Okay, 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 okay.
So 20 years later, I saw everybody reviewing the album. I saw everything going on. Ayo, you also tweeted about it. Two Face came out to tweet about it. Now, Ayo, you are going to represent those people, so you answer on their behalf because you also tweeted about
I,
it.
I don't
Can you
answer on
explain?
anybody's behalf. I'll answer on
Can you
myself. My name is
can
Ayomide
you
Tayo, not
can you explain
Afrobeat.
to can you explain to me why nobody has tweeted or reviewed Blackface's Ghetto Child,
Because
which
people,
was dropped in the same which was dropped on the same year, and
Let's
is
talk
Osage,
about
also
it.
Osage,
and is
this is
Let's
also a
talk about
classic.
it.
And
Osage.
is also a classic.
Osage, let me
Let's
tell you
talk
one
about
thing.
it.
When I
Yeah.
tweeted the Two Face one a day before, I said, "Hey guys, tomorrow is going to be the 20th anniversary of Two Faces Face to Face LP." Most content guys or writers did not know until I put out a tweet out. If they don't know Two Face, they want them to know Blackface. Come on now, bruh.
But
Bro, you know,
I'm saying to you now that you said you didn't mention it. You didn't mention the blackface one. Why?
because I
Why
have
do you
not yet
ignore it?
done. I've listed the album. I'm going to do it. I've not yet done it. That's the thing. I'm going to do it. How will I not do a Blackface album? Come on now.
Be
Come
very
on now.
careful.
Come on
You
now.
have to
I
be very,
beg.
very
Careful.
careful.
Be very
Very,
Please,
very
careful.
careful.
please,
Be
please.
very
Afrobeats
careful.
clubs, Afrobeats prefects.
I'm an
You have to
intern.
be very
Please.
careful.
I'm begging the name of
Yeah.
God.
Afrobeats prefects.
We did learn this thing. I beg. I beg. Come on.
Ghetto Child. Ghetto Child.
Even sorry, going back to
Me,
Two Face. Do you think
sorry, me, I've done my own part. I did a music in time of Ghetto Child. I've done my own part.
Since
Steve.
years, we brought this guy to Asaba. Come on, man.
And he doesn't know it's the one that brought you to
Holy
and Steve,
shit.
and Blackface doesn't know it's the one that
the
Steve.
timeline diverged my
Oh
eye.
my god, Steve, you need to
Timeline.
tell me the story again. I can't do it.
Someone that called me after we came on the podcast to say more. He said he don't think when he see me. Oh. Say he just think about me. And I'm like, black.
It's me.
Black.
You know the funny thing? You reminded him on the podcast
I
that
reminded him on the pod.
he said he has no recollection. Then weeks after, he then calls you and says, "How far? I never talked to you since 2004 now."
He said, just call comrade. Now comrade, now he remind me. Like comrade is my guy now, the Benue guy. He said, now comrade, give me your number. He said, no, what fun now? They say you did Lagos. I'm like, black.
You were literally on my podcast 3 weeks ago.
Say, Black, don't do this. Don't do this to me, Black. Don't go there.
Oh man, the legend of Blackface. My brother said one day, he just called me one day. He said, "I just saw Blackface, wound up, smoke filled the whole car, 4 niggas in black trench coats."
To be fair to
That's
Blackface, if you go and listen to our interview with Blackface from Loose Talk, the first version, he said is that, look, the reason why I started singing R&B was because of Two Face. That okay, let's join together. So he now had to train himself to sing harmonies.
Yeah.
Blackface left to him would have done this ghetto child thing a long time ago. So when they split, like it's even good, safe. Now I can do the kind of militia music I want to do.
That guy is talented. He played a record for Osagie that day, for us that day now, in the car. You remember outside? And that thing was still jamming. Like, if for example, a Burna Boy gets hold of that jam, that record that he played for us, That guy is so talented.
Go to his TikTok and listen to unreleased records.
Which one release records?
He has unreleased records on his TikTok, but that he does previews. Yes, that's what he does.
Where you they do me, baby? Get away where you they do me. Girl, I must confess, say you find past fool me. And as you find out, so you sexy. Like I told you before, girl, I place no one above thee. Like the sensey way we jay. Girl, I must confess, say I need you every day. See the way you there, use my heart to play. K to the K, to say, to the black face. Him not they sleep while I get up. Every day and night, not only you, they in bread up. Be like same gunning way to being insane. Oh, waiting I go do, I got my poor heart to blame. Oh. So we find you your dog. Make you call everybody, Jim Boy and Sai Bogu. Protect this one a brand new. And she ain't not the girl you know. No way. Girl, I wanna be your man. Love you all the best I can. Wanna make you understand. Say now you really rock my world. Every time I look at you, forever my baby is all I see. Wanna make you understand. Say now you
You know the crazy thing?
I just wonder how you go be if I
So,
lost you.
somebody that was born in Otuko, right,
Right?
is doing this kind of music. It's just, it sounds
It's
as if
just
he was
crazy.
born in Ajegunle. But this guy was born in Otuko. This is bro. But also,
Yeah, yeah,
he also said it that they traveled a lot as a child. So when his family traveled a lot because his father was in the military.
yeah. His father
So,
was in the military.
so
I
I
think that's what
guess,
gave him that whole
yeah,
potpourri of sounds
mhm,
and how to
yeah, that's the
appreciate
only explanation.
people.
Yeah, because
Yeah,
this guy went from singing heartthrob to full contour music,
yeah,
conscious music.
yeah,
Had a rapper drop one of the craziest, to me, top three rap verses for him by a Nigerian rapper ever,
yeah,
bro.
Even
yeah.
Blackface,
there's something often think about Blackface, and I just think about the Body and Soul album, right? The composition, the direction, the A&R, and
It's
everything.
amazing. It's
It's
amazing.
amazing. It's
It's amazing.
amazing. Like,
bro. It's a shame that a lot of young people are getting to meet Blackface now because of what is being said or what is
what
being
is
put on it.
the
Blackface of the Plantation Boys was the G.
eh?
Back
Yep,
then, we all knew that Two Face was a star, but we knew the leader was
Yeah.
Blackface. We knew
yep.
everything
Bro, this
ran
guy
through
was
that nigga.
at their peak, at the height of their fame. This guy was dating a Miss Nigeria. Like they were like the biggest couple on
Okay, yes,
TV,
yes, now.
right? Like
Yeah.
like it's just funny how life can just change and perception changes, life changes. Now he falls off, and it's just the character that comes online on interviews to complain about the not getting
And
his.
that's why you look at many OGs don't criticize blackface because they can't
No,
understand what has gone through. You know,
yeah,
yeah,
Yeah, you're right. I've never seen like I see people come out against Idris
yes,
like all the
yeah.
time. I see like artists come out. I don't see a lot. I don't see anybody come after blackface.
do you know why?
People that laugh
Do you
at
know why?
blackface did not know blackface or plantation boys.
Blackface was genuinely too good. And that's why he was in positions where he was taken advantage of and stuff like that. He was
Yeah,
genuinely so
Hmm.
open, so like for the game, for the music, for the commandery, like let's just do it together. Let's just
Let's all do it
vibe,
together.
stuff like that. There's also a certain naivety to that too. That
well, I think
Because
we
the
have,
music industry
yeah,
is the music
exactly,
industry.
yeah, and
exactly.
also I think a lot of his peers to fall into that category. Many talented people, but they never just saw the future. They could not just get out of that space, and today people just forget about them. You know.
Yeah.
Another thing though, right? And I want to mention this because I recently reconnected with somebody I know, an old acquaintance, and I can, to a large extent call a friend. And I'm having conversations with him and all that, and he's still stuck in an era.
Yes, a lot of
He
them are still stuck.
feels, yeah, he feels people from that era he worked with, to a large extent myself, we owe him. You say, oh,
No.
Osagie, now we did that time. Now we run all these things that time. If you just leave me like that. And he's
Um,
gotten into like a bit of not trouble, but like back and forth with people who have reached out to me, say, what's up with this guy?
mm,
And I had to have that tough conversation with him recently. I told him, I said, bro, the past is the past. You need to let it go.
let it go, man. It's hard, but let it
Even
go.
even when he thinks about getting back on track in life, he still wants to go and do some of the things we did in the past. I said that era
No,
is gone.
the
You need to
world
let
doesn't
it
function
go.
that way anymore. Just need to
Look
let
for
it go.
something else, pivot out of it, you know, change, like change. But a lot of people can't do that because I think for him and a lot of people, once you've not been able to accomplish
That first one
some certain, yes,
is like the thing that
I
keeps
have,
chasing you, keeps haunting you.
I have guys in their 30s, late 30s and 40s who still think they can come back with a rap career.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, bro,
We were all
bro.
rapping like
Let me
20
just.
years ago
You
or
can
not,
that
like all
right.
that era, right? And they still
Yeah.
feel like, so I go and meet them and everything, and they have kids now and family, and we're talking and like,
I,
man,
I think.
I get this
Yeah.
song where I could just do, once I do this song with sax, this Uber stuff, I could just stop him, I could just get back in the studio. In fact, I even text Buju or this guy, he didn't respond to me. You
That
know,
is
those kind of things.
that's the shit I hate the most.
I,
And,
I, I,
and
no, continue, please. Sorry, sorry.
yeah, and I just want to tell them that, bro, like, you have to let it go. And that's one thing I've been able to do myself, and that's why I've been able to like pivot industries. It's not hard feelings, and it's your general outlook. See, your general outlook and belief cascades down into all these other little things and how it affects your whole psychic.
Yeah.
Once you see life differently, these things don't matter anymore. One thing I've
Yeah.
known in life is that you have to have the ability to let things go. If you don't
And
have the ability to let things go, you don't have. Some people hoard some. I know people who have some clothes that they wore 10 years ago and they've not given it out. That
I think.
ability for
Yeah.
you to be able to let things go, move on from things, and move into other things, it should excite you, Steve.
Yeah, I think that's one of my biggest regrets in the last 6, 7, like last 5 years or so, right? Where I had a situation where I was not myself. Like instead of doing what Steve would do, I kind of like pretended a little bit, and it cost me one of my most important relationship in life. Like this childhood friend I grew up with. He probably listen. He should be listening to this podcast. 'Cause I know he listens, and we felt like we fell out, and we've not been on speaking terms for a while. And I've done my best to like really apologize and come to say, oh, this is what happened. But what happened was that he made some kind of money, and this is someone who's like older than me with like 3, 4 years, and he has been like an artist. Like he loved music for a long time. Like we used to be like he always loved music, right? He was my roommate in school at some point, and he came to Lagos and he was like, bro, I want to make music. I want to go into music, and in my mind, I'm like, it's not going to work. Do you understand? Like, it's not going to work. But this is the way I saw it. This is something that's like has been burning in him. He has never had the opportunity to do it. To do his recording, to shoot videos and stuff like that. And it's something he really wanted to explore. And my first instinct was to tell him, bro, don't do this. Just forget it. Don't just attempt it at all. Just go. But I didn't. And I tried connecting him. I met him once, right? I tried connecting him with people in the industry that can help. He fell out with those people, and he put the blame on me that because I wasn't much involved, and stuff like that. But the first thing I would have done was to outrightly try to shut that thing down, to say, bro, don't do this. Don't come to Lagos and do this. Don't waste your money, which I feel he eventually did. And I think part of that is part of the failures and the money he lost and just the time he wasted in Lagos doing all those stuff is what forms part of the resentment that he has for me. But bro, I didn't do anything bad. I just didn't have enough time to dedicate to you because I had like my job, I had my family and stuff like that. But the only thing I blame myself for was not being able at first sight, at first, instinct and mention, to be very honest with him, to say, bro, I know this game. I've been here for a long time. I've done things in the music industry. I've worked with artists. I know this industry. Like I have, you listen to my podcast. I work in the media. I know everything. You can't do this. It's impossible at this age and at this time. I would
That
have,
budget you think you have is not the budget.
bro, it's nothing.
even the
It's like,
skill
bro, it's
sets, you don't have the
nothing.
skill sets at this
You
point.
don't understand? And even at that age, it's impossible. Like it's just almost impossible to just crack it at any level. The best I would have done was I would have said, oh, just look for younger artists and support the artists with your money. But I know you didn't have that kind of money. So yeah, that's just Osagie just said this and it just reminded me of that person and the incident.
Never be afraid to pivot into another thing. I think it's also like people do not want to come off as stupid because when you pivot into something new, bro, you're going to be an idiot for a while. You're going
And
to
it's
be an
okay.
you're going to
It's
be
And
an
it's
idiot
okay.
for a
okay.
while.
It's
But
okay.
most
I
It's
people
remember.
want,
okay.
but most people want to be in that area of If I do this, he enter. Not if I do this and it's not working, then what do I do?
Yeah, yeah.
I mean, there's also that thing of you're an expert in one field and then you move to a new field and you're new and you have
It's
it's
crazy.
probably an ego and you're like, how do I look like a novice? Like
It's crazy.
how do I express myself as a novice? I used to be an expert in this field. See, at the end of the day, guys, all these things don't matter. They don't matter. They don't matter. Why you they look another man face? Like Dr.
Yeah.
Sid, in the wise words of Dr. Sid, and not no, they use my clock, they check your time.
Yep.
you know. Anyways, let's move into fan mail real quick. This is from Dumebi. What's up, good people? I hope you all are good. There is a statement you guys frequently make, and it's on how does data solve everything. You guys frequently joke about how Docnator brings up data to back up his claims on Twitter, and I agree with you all. But I have an honest question. What of in situations when it looks like the data isn't reflecting the reality of things? An example of this is in the US. There is data claiming that the economy is in a better shape than it has been in the last 10 years. But on the other hand, people are complaining, and further research claims that many young people are unable to purchase homes, cars, and pay their debt off. In cases like this, who is wrong or right? Is it that the data sample size is small or the data is over exaggerated? Or is it that the voices of the people complaining is just too loud and we think it reflects the majority? I'd like to know your opinion. That's a
Mm.
great one.
That's a great
And
question.
yeah, I mean, how I would put it is that always follow the data. Data can be skewed. If always follow data that has been gathered and prepared well,
Yeah.
not just random data, because people can take the data out of context,
You can manipulate
and
it.
there are different ways to be taken out of context. So when this data is gathered and prepared and then visualized, if it's done in the correct way, I'll say always follow the data. If you want to also get feedback on the people that are complaining about purchasing power, also gather the data. How are you gathering the data down? Is it on Twitter? Remember, it's an echo chamber. Is it social media? It's an echo chamber. So you need to, even when you're gathering the data of that one, just like how you prepared the for initial data, you also have to gather the feedback data accordingly. Do you guys have any points on that?
No, 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 I don't.
Okay, it says, on the other hand, what's with people with a pint of menolene and their obsession with relationships, dating men and women? They're either projecting or creating hypotheticals that don't exist. This week, it was Simon Biles' marriage that they were piling on. They've called her, they've called their marriage different names. And the reason for this is because they saw a 30 seconds video last year and they drawn conclusions on how she is in an abusive relationship. How do they know that? Why would they even wish that? Men do this as well. Um, they see a guy with a lady and start saying she will rip him and she cheats on him just because she posted a photo on IG. Why do people generalize a lot? What even concerns them with people in their relationships and how they see their relationship? Stay jiggy as usual, and thank you for the good work. My brother, all I will say is that see those people, just leave them alone.
Just leave
Just
them
leave
alone. Leave
them.
They are being
internet.
Just
Leave,
leave
leave
entertained.
the
them.
Allow
internet
them.
alone.
Just leave them
Leave
alone. Let them be
internet.
dancing naked in the
Yeah.
market square.
Yep.
It's okay.
Now it's a digital square.
Because at the end of the day, like I said earlier, like at the end of the day, you are still going to drop your phone and start living your life and face reality. It's simple.
You
Yeah.
And in
understand?
reality, just try and live your life. Be fair to others, be fair to yourself, and you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Leave people
You'll be
alone.
good.
Leave
Leave
the
them
internet
alone. Don't,
alone.
don't
Leave them
don't
alone.
bother yourself
See,
with
those
them.
internet people
These
are
are the
special
people that look
children.
at
They're
these
special
are the people
children.
that look at one picture and analyze
And
off one
analyze
picture.
everything.
Yes.
Yes. Yes. You
So
know.
just leave them. Make them they do their own.
Just do your
Make them
thing.
they do their own.
You know.
Just do
Yeah.
your own. Just free them, please. All right, this is Anonymous. Shout out to you guys for delivering quality pods on a weekly basis for our consumption. Shout out to you too. Sending this from Ontario.
Mm-mm.
I've I've wanted to write but keep procrastinating. The last time I wrote was when you guys were with Pulse. Thank God for growth.
Thank
Thank
you.
God.
Thank
I
God,
have a
bro.
lot of jokes I always want to deliver, but I will just let it keep. I will just keep it going. Anyways, just wanted to give you guys a quick clarity about the Okin Biscuit Company you talked about 2 episodes ago. The
Yep.
company has been defunct before the owner died. I'm not
Oh,
surprised.
sad.
Majority of the problems were with him in terms of the company going down. He, Adesoye, was more loyal to the town offer than the company, employed people based on who knows who. A lot of these people looted the company and later still bring family, Olori
For
Ebitins,
that
to
loot.
beg and they were forgiven. It was hard for him to prosecute people because the king, because the town and the king got involved. Hmm.
Wow, I'm shocked that a Nigerian business will go through that phase. Like it's rare
Oh,
to find Nigerian
It,
businesses doing that. Yeah, it's not. I don't even know what to say.
it's rare. And I don't understand what you're saying, Steve. This is what happens to Nigerian businesses that are in towns
That
now.
means you're not getting my drift, my brother. I'm just
Oh,
oh, the
this guy.
sarcastic font. You had a
This,
sarcastic font on it.
I didn't
um,
know. I didn't know. I
um,
didn't know. I fell for it. I fell for it.
oh God.
Secondly, the company is in debt as in lost loan stat. Oh, the company is in debt as in lost loan status. I
Yeah.
remember when I was with a bank in Kwara, the lost loan was around 45 million, while still accruing default interest at an outrageous rate. There was a private owner who was interested to take over back then, but had to back out from the deal due to many unknowns around the company's asset and liabilities. Just to end it here, same thing happening in Okwim Biscuit is happening to some state companies, which I think the state government can revive, but they refused. Agencies like Kwara Textile, Kwara Furniture are capable of generating huge internal revenues plus employment for our people, but our state governors just want to collect money from federal, pay civil service salaries, and share the rest among
Okay,
themselves.
now.
Just want to quickly chip this in. I see a lot of Nigerians attacking Sarkodie. Sarkodie at the time was as big as Wheezy. No be today artist. I feel bad for him, Sha. Nigerians went in on him.
Really?
Steve, yeah, you know the whole Sark thing, mentioned Davido and Whiskey, the Nigerian artist started insulting him. Shout out to Sarkodie anyways. Steve Dede, I know you are the only one that can make AOT to apologize for us to us for listing tracks that are not disc records as beef records.
I'm not apologizing.
We
It's not here.
need
Skip am.
an apology from AOT too.
Don't worry, I know what to do. He will apologize next week. Trust me, guys. He will apologize next week. If he doesn't apologize today, he will apologize next week. Don't worry. I know what to
Okay.
do.
At Osags, local rappers na diss record, and it was a diss record to the metaphor wordplay artist. I no agree your take on this one. No, see, no problem. See the example we gave the other guy. No, just let it go.
You
Say
don't
it
want
goes,
to
eh?
agree. It's fine.
Say it
No,
goes, eh?
no problem. All right, make I stop here. I'll be writing in regularly. Cheers, guys. All right, cheers. Remember, you can send your fan mail to
Yep.
fanmail@loosetalkgiants.com. If you also want to support the podcast, please look into the show notes. We have a link there where you can support with any amount. Any other office matters?
No. Office is going.
No,
HR is
sir.
HRing.
No, no.
So,
No other office matters? Are we
yeah.
good
No,
to
sir.
go?
Accountant
We'll
has
We're
call
good
paid
it
to
a
for the
go,
week.
sir.
month. So, we are good.
All right. In the month of July, we have something special for you guys. In the
Gang.
month of July, starting from the month of July, we have something special for you guys. We're cooking it right now. And by July, the first week in July, we should be ready.
Let's go.
So fingers crossed, keep excited. All right. On behalf of the whole Loose Talk crew, I bid you guys goodbye.
Bye.
Guys, you want to say bye-bye?
Bye.
Bye bye
All
to all
right.
Manchester United fans.
Thank you.
I'll leave you
God,
in
God be your next season. Oh.
Amen. Oh, I tap into it. Oh, I tap into the trophy, not its position.
I'll leave you in the words of Plantation Boys.
I just can't get you out of my mind. Just can't get you out of my mind. Think about you all the time. It's a mystery when I think of all the things that you did to me. Baby, can't you see that you knock me off my feet, baby? Since the first time I met you,
I knew that you had a place in my life, and that's too right. And you've been standing there, girl. I couldn't know myself, and waiting I do not stare. My words can't explain what you do to me. Oh no, I feel like said it fall deep inside an ocean so deep, so blue and so pure. Right now,
Almost see
I
right here.
know my knuckle put love under the soul. I just can't get you out of my mind. I think about you all the time, but it's a mystery to me when I think of all the things they did to me. Baby, baby, can't you see that you knock me off my feet? You can be sure this thing is for real. Nothing go fit change all these feelings way I did feel inside my heart. It glows like a flame. Now I wanna know your name and how you play your game. Tell me how you feel deep inside of you. Oh, why I don't have a clue. 'Cause girl, I wanna be the one to see you through. Tell me, do I stand a chance with you? Just can't get you out of my mind. About you all the time.
Lyrics, Osagie lyrics.
You gotta feel the lyrics.
Yeah,
Gotta feel the lyrics. All right, catch you guys on the next episode.
peace.
Peace.